What's happening? What's happening? I know, that's how it always starts, right? What's happening? Music Therapy Laz here. I didn't even get Maximus into the show yet, but I had to make sure I started not the Gear and Demo show, that's Thursday nights, but the Guitar Mod Squad show on Sunday morning. Yay! What's happening everywhere? Oh, I'm wearing my special shirt from the San Diego Zoo. I don't know if you could read that. That's right, I'm well qualified. I don't know who else is well qualified. I don't know if I'm truly well qualified, but yeah, give it a shot, right? And I'm having my coffee in my yellow submarine mug that I bought in Vegas when we were at the Beatles live. What do they call that thing? The Love like show. Cirque du Soleil Love show. If you haven't caught that, man, it's worth flying to Vegas just for that show. I'm not joking. It's that good. Johnny Beane, you're awake. What the heck? I was trying to do GTA last night, dude. Let me know if you want a link. I'll bring you in. Of course, always love to have you on the show. I'm talking about GTA on YouTube, GTA live on Twitch, hanging out with the boys in the Discord, chatting away, which I couldn't do. I can't talk at night. You know, I'll keep her awake, obviously. So I was in the living room on this laptop, which is a pretty fast little laptop, this Samsung Pro 360 Pro. It's a flip top, whatever, convertible, they call it. Really, really powerful little machine. I got it so I can learn all this computer nerd stuff. So let me say hi to everyone in the chat. Yeah, just shoot me a message here, Johnny, or maybe send me. I got to go get my phone. I got to go get Maximus in my phone. So hang tight for just a minute. This is a precarious little spot where I put my coffee, but I think it'll be okay. Oh, I've got to turn on that laptop so I can see the internets. The internets. Yeah, sometimes I wonder about this 9:30 in the morning time slot. And I would have been on time. But yeah, what happened is I was awakened. Stephen Walken. I was walking down the. I can't do that guy. Anyway, he's so good. Yeah, I was woken. I was woken up. I don't know. I didn't go to school. I just got dropped into this world from some other alien planet. Yeah, but I woke up several times last night due to noise coming upstairs from the tenants, and I don't know what the heck they were doing, but all night long I heard noise going on, and in the kitchen especially, and water getting kind of going down the sink, like they dumped stuff into the sink or something. I don't know. And I woke up this morning and the sink had all this debris kind of like bubbled up, I guess, because it must have gurgled up. They were dumping so much stuff. And I'm like, oh no. I turn on the hot water, let it run for a while, hit the disposal machine, and it's just gurgling back up. So I've got a stopped up sink right now, right in the morning, Sunday morning, when we're having a guest over who's visiting my sweetie. The one who set us up, actually. The one who she always threatens to send me back to if I don't behave. So anyway, lately I haven't been behaving. So I might get sent back to Heather. But Heather's hanging out here having tamales, and I'm going to go grab a tamale. I'm going to go grab Maximus. And what else do I need? My phone, so I can check the chat. Maybe I can check the chat on the... I mean, I'm checking it here, but I want to check the chat on YouTube, too. Let's see. Let's see if it'll pop up over here. I got to make sure the volume's all the way off, though. Volume off. Music Therapy Laz channel. Almost at 500 subs. Woohoo! Getting there. The big time. Someday I'll hit 1,000. Oh, yeah. I was listening to the British Boutique show this morning, but I couldn't really watch it. So if you guys have been following Steve, what am I saying? Steve from Boston. I'm looking at his thing. Mike from G.A.S, China Guitar Skeptic, previously known as. So let's see. I'm going to pull up my show here. and look at the chat in the YouTubes. Yeah, so we got a bunch of people in here. Starting off with Zach Thong, of course. Zach, you always pop in here and you rock. Right on, dude. Hobo Roadie as well. I don't know what ohmage your amps want to see. I would hardwire it to 8. See, I'm thinking the same thing. Actually, I have a captor and a cab. Well, I think the captor is an 8 ohm captor from 2 Notes. So I'm setting this up in 8 ohm, and basically here are the speakers right here. I'll show you them. Some are still in the box, and right now I've been running the 5150 Iconic through that orange cab down there, and that's got I think it's 16s and then going series into 8. So right now I think the amp is set on 8 ohms, and the idea, of course, is to do this. So let me go through the rest of the hellos to everyone, and then we'll talk about it, I guess. We got All Dave, All Night. What's happening? Says good morning, Laz and Maximus. I'll bring Maximus in a minute. Johnny Beane says, Johnny Beane. Let me invite you, dude, if you want to jump in. I don't know what you're up to today. Copy that to the clipboard. Okay, let's see. And yeah, my studio is still in disarray. So I'm using my laptop on top of some other boxes, and that's why it kind of moves around when I'm when I'm touching the keyboard here. Let me send a message to Johnny Beane. Who's this over here? That's my buddy Steve. He's always sending me funky videos of cool stuff, information, and things. Johnny Beane, there you are. All right. So in case you want to come in, dude, but no pressure. No pressure at all. And if I had my what together by this time, I would have had a couple other guests slotted for this. I'd love to have JJ in the show too, man. So yeah, I have 4 8 ohm speakers. Originally, I bought 2 16-inch greenbacks, but then I traded him back to Octopus Ears. Now he goes by Octopus Ears. Our buddy used to be Magic Mike. I traded him back those 16 ohm ones for a pair of 8 ohm greenbacks and a pair of 8 ohm vintage 30s. So that's what I have. And I've been looking at, outside of playing GTA late into the night last night, baggy eyes. I've been looking at schematics, trying to figure out how can I set up this 4x12 so that I can also run it stereo. So I can plug it in mono if I want to, but then I can also do it stereo. And I know there's ways to get like junction boxes and you can do all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I want to get all that fancy, but let me say hi also to Paulie Walnuts. And so far we got 16 people in the show, most of them lurking, not too many people actually coming in here. Oh no, we have Stephen Franklin here. Sorry, Charles 75N as well in the chat. What's up, dudes? Good morning, Laz. Says All Dave. I think I already posted that. Stephen Franklin says, Laz, what's up? Yeah, so the day, as if, getting this show started at 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday isn't hard enough already. I've got to deal with overflowing kitchen sinks, and hopefully, I did call the people and they weren't answering, and then somebody called back and I talked to the lady and she didn't know what happened. That's the part I hate the most. It's when they give you that. At least say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we were trying to make something last night for a special dish or some." She's at work right now, so I feel bad because she works on a Sunday, and probably in hospitality or maybe at a church or something, or I don't know. But the deal is, our kitchen sink on a Sunday is unusable right now. That's the deal. And if I called Roto-Rooter, it would cost like $1,000. We have maintenance guys. They're gonna have to come on Monday probably to fix it. So why don't we do this while I go grab Maximus and my tamale? I can show you this awesome tamale stuff. Let me show you. I'll put up one of these schematic things that I found, and tell me when I get back what you guys think of this. Because this is maybe the way I'm thinking about going somehow, I think. So there's these two. There's this way right in the middle here. I'm going to share my screen. Let me share my screen. How do I do that? Like this? No. How do I do it? Share. Oh, share. Share screen. Slides. Extra comp. Share screen. Here, that's what I want to do. I'm going to go to window. What the? How do I do that one? See, I'm such a novice at this stuff. Chrome tab. Yeah, this thing right here. Okay, here we go. All right. You guys see that? Let me see what's. Yeah, you guys see that. All right, I'll be right back. Tell me what you guys think of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and show the whole thing and take my face out of there. I'll be right back. Tell me if I'm wrong wanting to set it up that way, JJ. I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm sorry, I ate my here. Oh, yeah. I know, but you're qualified. Oh, well. Did you see the platypus?
Of course. The bird thing is the best. When you go to the bird sanctuary.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh my
We were
God!
supposed to go, but in San Diego with the COVID, you know, like we just had COVID and well, cool. The two platypus were the first pair of breeding platypus to leave Australia, and I watched the documentary about how San Diego sent these two ladies to learn about the platypus. You know, they have sonar in their building.
Wow.
Oh, bye, Maximus.
Maximus is coming with me.
He's so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, he really is beautiful, huh? Yeah.
Are you coming to the drum circle with me?
I guess I can. I could probably use a drum circle.
This guy's family, they were living in the whole farm of the
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Will you come with me?
Yeah, I'll come.
Okay. And he has drums, his name's Phil, and he just.
You guys can watch me on my show if you want.
Thanks, lad.
I'll be back. Oh, my phone. I forgot my phone. You know what? I probably don't need my phone, but just in case, I'll be right back. Hang on. Oh my God. Always so much going on around here. It's never a dull moment.
This is life.
It is. It is life. As they say, life is full of surprises. All right. Let's see. I'll put this somewhere. Maybe right here. All right. All right. I'm back. So I got Maximus. Let me bring myself back so you guys can see Maximus. And I didn't bring glasses. Should have brought glasses too. Hold on. I'll be back. I'm going to get some glasses as well. Maximus is right there. Maximus is the coolest. Maybe the coolest. I think Roxy was the coolest, honestly. Roxy was pretty cool, but we're getting Maximus in on it and on the fun. Hey, Rax Effects, what's up? What's happening, man? So, yeah. So I got the Laz and Maximus cam here. Got Maximus up on my Stu Mac hat, and yeah, welcome Maximus, right? Welcome to the show, Maximus. Welcome. Here's my Celestians. I should sit a little further over this way so you guys can see that stuff. Yeah. So so that's using 16 ohm cones. I know. So this is the problem is I'm trying to find hey, what's up, Martin? I'm thinking it's you. L&M Corner, Lucas and Martin, what's happening? Yeah, I'm thinking you know, I got to find the right schematics that show the 8 ohms, you know. Bottom line is that I need help doing this kind of stuff. I can't do it on my own, but that's the fun of it, right? So the camaraderie of it. I got my buddy previously known as, the artist previously known as Magic Man, who's now Octopus Ears. That's right, Maximus. You want some of my tamale? Here, come check this out. Come. Oh, see, he's so scaredy cat. He's landing on my, trying to land on my guitars. He's trying to land somewhere. There's too much stuff all around here, Maximus. You can't just go flying around. So there's a little piece of tamale for her. Him. See, I still got Roxy on the brain. Here you go, Maximus. You guys can watch him eat. But I'll have a little of my coffee here. Yeah, so I don't know how to do this stuff, so I'm learning, and I think what Magic Man was saying, Octopus Ears was saying, is that I've gotta just set those two up, I guess, in parallel, and then wire it up so that I can run it stereo. But I'm not sure, So let me show you guys another picture. Maybe I can do this with my phone. No, maybe not. Did I send this to myself yet? I might have. I might not have. So I haven't. I'll just show it from my phone. Got these band-aids all over my finger right now too. So let's see. It's a screenshot somewhere over here. Oh, it's not going to be there. Oh yeah, it is actually. It's a screenshot off of an Instagram that that Dave Friedman posted. That he's got product going out. Right. So that's how he has his wired up. But I'm sure there's 16 ohm cabinets, right? Can't read it off there. I bet if I go back to that site and I click on the picture and I zoom in a little bit more. But he's got a couple vintage 30s and a couple greenbacks. In the like the bottom, it looks to me like the way it's set up, the bottom row are the vintage 30s and the top row are the greenbacks. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Stephen Franklin. That's what I want to do. I want to do stereo in a 4x12 because I have a small, recording studio room here. I'm never gonna gig that cabinet. I don't see why. Laz and Johnny, I will jumping for some GTA later tonight. Yeah, I'll jump in on that, dudes. I'm in the live online thing now, and I'm kind of trying to learn to drive and do stuff, so I'm not a complete idiot. But I'm in the game. Like I was supposed to go and get the drugs or whatever, and I couldn't figure out where it was and what to do and how to get it. So I ended up out of my car, and I had to go. I was on foot, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I think I can steal a car from someone. So when someone was at a stoplight, I went and stole their car. Then that got crashed up, and then I went and stole another guy's truck, and then I got that thing crashed up. And I was trying to figure out how to go. I was following the green dot thing, but I there was no map. I couldn't figure out how to find it on the map. And then then what happened? Oh, my laptop's battery by that time burnt out. And so it uses, the game uses a lot of power, and I didn't have it plugged in. Because the plug that I was using, actually, I have it like a 2 mini C2C. I have that plugged into my game controller. And I guess I got to figure out how to Bluetooth hook up the game controller to the laptop so I can then do that. Hey, Leo, what's happening, dude? Yeah, so why not 2x12? Because I have a 2x12 right here. I got that 2x12. And that's got some vintage 30s in it. And it sounds great, but I got this basically a free 4x12 cabinet. Nice birch plywood cabinet. But it needs a retolexing, and I thought it would be a fun project because why not add more to my madness here, right? So with stereo, it's 2 separate inputs, just like 2 separate 2x12s. As a matter of fact, that orange also has 2 inputs. So I'm assuming that, I can run it. My buddy Magic Man told me, yeah, just plug 2 cables into there and you're good. So that's how I'm running the EVH right now into that. Anyway, bottom line is I'm still learning all this stuff. Hopefully I don't blow this amp up. Right? Yeah. Hopefully I don't blow it up. And yeah, hopefully, this project will go off swimmingly instead of tragically, right? But you guys want to see my Maximus is eating his little bit of tamale here. Oh, sorry. I have the camera off to the right so you guys can see the amp and stuff. Yum, yummy. So it took a little while for him to get this comfortable with us where he'd eat out of our hands. Yeah, I bet you guys are freezing over there on the East Coast, man. It's like 60 over here. It got up to almost 70 yesterday. It was nice. Uh-oh. Maximus, come back here. Come back here. You're not going to be happy there, silly. Come. Jeez. Oh, he's making a mess everywhere. Okay, I'm going to put you back here because you don't know how to behave. I'm making a mess over here on my laptop. He just dropped a whole bunch of food everywhere. Sometimes he flies away to go take care of business, if you know what I mean. So that might have been why. I hope. But then that means somewhere over here there's a, Anyway, here's my tamale. The way my wife likes to have it is that she puts it in a piece of bread like this. Smush it in there and then you just eat it out of there with the bread with some salsa. That's breakfast. So I'm take a little bite. I'm not gonna eat in front of you guys. That's not cool. But yeah. So, what do you guys think? Obviously, this wiring setup over here. This thing is kind of tricky, right? I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, that's for basically if you're going 4 to 16 inch or 4 to 16 ohm speakers. So you can do this setup with 4 to 16 inch or 4 16 ohm ones, but you just got to keep all the ohms the same. That's the main thing. So yeah. And then there's what does it say? This is selectable between 4 and all 16 ohms by using a switch. So that's the part that I'm like, now we're getting a little too complicated, right? Getting a little complex in that kind of thing. So have any of you guys ever had a switchable cab, or do you just have two different inputs and you just switch the amp? And I know a lot of people are skittish, but they're skittish about this because they don't want to blow up their amp or have someone else flip the wrong switch and then they blow up their transformer and their amp or whatever, right? That kind of stuff can obviously happen, if you're not careful. But I'm kind of confident enough that in my studio, no one's going to come here and mess with it. It would be my fault, obviously, if it blows up or something. So let me show you guys one of these speakers. I got two of these outside of the box. Obviously, these have been. Doesn't look like it's been soldered before. They look pretty brand spanking new, right? So probably just somebody pulled them out of an amp that they used them in for a little while. And my buddy bought them, and I bought them from him. So yep, made in England. Yep, Celestian Vintage 30s. There we go, 8 ohms. Right, let me grab one of them boxes there. Open that up. Obviously, I'm not wiring this up today. That's not gonna happen. I'm just trying to get some help from you all out there in the gear community. My guitar mod squad people. Oh, this thing's like so stinking brand new. What's in the box? It hasn't even been pulled out of its like paper. Check it out. Still, come on. I don't want to drop it on everything over here. It's still like, wrapped up with the original plastic on it. Do I have a unboxing knife here? No, but I have a fork. I have Maximus. If I don't have anything, I can use Maximus's beak to pop open the tape here. I'm hoping these weren't made during the high points of, you know what, I just stuck my fork in it. Anyway. Oh my goodness. There we go. Someday I'll have the time to have all this room all nicely set up so I can do this on a table and not have to worry about knocking over my laptops and stuff. All right, let's toss this over there. Oh. There you go. Came in the original little plastic. I don't know if you guys figured it out yet, but I do like to tinker with stuff, so I don't have too much fear tinkering with things and trying things. Nice. Oh, that's cool, man. Check that out. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooody, ooody, ooh. Here we go. 75 hertz, 8 ohm, 25 watts. Greenback Celestian. That's right. So let's stick this over here carefully. So that's what I'm going to be putting in this funky cabinet that I have over here. Yeah, send me a box cutter. I got Maximus. Maximus is my box cutter. Oh, he pooped on my hat. Gross. That's why I wear the hat. Because I can wash the hat. I can wash my head too, but hopefully he doesn't go walking around in it. Anyway, that's funny, right, Leo? So, yeah, what else is going on, man? I mean, got another half an hour in the show here. I talked a little bit about the whole tone, wood and tone guitar, boutique guitar build tone debate. That kind of became a hot topic during the week when I think it's Jim Lil posted a video. Did you guys see that? Tone poop, exactly. Gotta have a little tone poop. Oh my god, that's so funny. So yeah, totally, dude. The Maximus tone poop. But yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, Maximus. Gross. Anyway, so I might have to send one of these after him. Let's see. So it's supposed to be a cat. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a cat to me. But yeah. Any ideas from you guys? Ideas? Any ideas on how to wire something like this up? You can email me. I got my email and my Instagram and all that on my description. So if you have, some ideas, I'm going to continue digging into, looking at a variety of different wiring configurations. I looked on Celestian's website as well, and there wasn't anything too clear. I mean, there were several, schematics there, but nothing that, a novice like me could follow. I'd need, that's for experienced people who know what they're doing. Oh, you sent me a message on Instagram. All right, let me check it out. Let's go check out Instagram. Instagram. So, why do I have to sign in here? Might want to use my. Oh, I'm always changing my passwords, and I changed it again. So on my laptop, it doesn't have the right one. Let me open it up on my phone. Yeah, but if you guys weren't here for this, whoever might be new to the chat, this is the way Dave Friedman wires his up. So it looks like he has it parallel wired, right? He's got. It looks to me like he's got a greenback and a vintage 30 in series, and the other pair of vintage 30s and greenback in series, and then he connects that to that junction right there in the corner, right? And then whatever's behind that plywood, the junction, however that goes to it's probably a mono input, right? And that's it. So he goes, I guess, looks to me like 16s probably, or they could be 8s in series. with each other. So a pair in series and then run parallel, or is it series? I don't know. It could be series. Could be series. Yeah, it looks like a mono, right? Does look. I think he typically would set it up mono because normally the way he does cabs, he would be doing a full stack for his players, right? So that's probably run mono, and yeah, they're probably all just connected that way, and it's 16s probably, right? Don't you think? I want to do stereo though. I want to separate them. That's why I got the 8 ohms, so I can put the 2/8s together. That brings it to 16, right? I think. Now let me show you another picture I found. This one, let's see. Well, that's a different picture, but I thought that was cool. I'll share that. Thought that was funny. A different kind of E chord. I'll have to try that one. Oh, Johnny Beane is sending. I'll jump in a minute, he says. Okay, cool. So he's going to jump in. He might have some ideas. I know he knows some people in the area. There he is.
Hey, man.
Let me put on my headphones now that you're here. Get these on.
Can you guys hear me?
Here you on them. Oops, watch out. Ooh, I should probably just put this on over the.
Do I sound horrible?
No, you sound all right.
I sound okay? It's the Bluetooth things again.
No, it's okay. At least on my headphones, it sounds all right.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, what's up? I didn't come find you guys last night on the game because I was still trying to figure out how to not crash my car.
Oh man. Oh, it was cool. We did a heist and got like $200,000 or something.
Cool. Hold on, I got a cough.
Uh-oh.
All right. See. No, it's because I'm talking too much. My throat is dry. Surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm trying to use the David Ennis iPhone to jump into YouTube and see the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got a bunch of people in the chat. They're all saying hi. Leo saying it's Johnny Beanster himself.
Hey, Leo, it is.
Leo. Nelson Rodriguez just jumped in and say, sup, dudes.
Sup.
Yep. Polly Walnut says loud and clear, JB.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool.
Stephen Franklin's saying something about you're not separating, though, being in the same cabinet, though. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I'm so learning this stuff.
Cabinet. You're talking about speakers.
Yeah.
So you're talking about speakers and you're talking about stereo cabinet?
Yeah, I want to set up this 4x12 as a stereo cabinet. That's what I want to do.
But what he's saying there, I think what he's saying there is, since it's all in one cabinet, it's not really stereo. You got to.
If you mic them stereo, then it will be in a sense. Just like a JC 120, you can mic it up, and get. Stereo.
Yeah, but the thing is,
different. Yeah.
But the speakers aren't so far apart where the stereo really doesn't matter. What you want to do is you want to have two 12s.
Yeah, I know.
Two 12s. Put them spread them out, and there you got the stereo. That's what I used to do that when I was working with Desmond Child. I was using Mesa Boogie stuff, and I had these two 12s I would carry around. I would stack them on top of each other to make one 412, but then I would spread them out sometimes during some shows, and I would have like stereo delays, and you could hear them ping ponging between the two on stage. It was pretty cool, but that only happens if you spread them out.
Right. Obviously, literally. I mean, I totally know that. I mean, we did that in the past, and a buddy of mine had a pair of Mesa Boogies that he ran, his effects and amp through, set up just like that. Back in the late '80s and early '90s, as a matter of fact. And that would be ideal, but I don't really need that. And the reason why I thought about it, because I got this cabinet for free. So I have this cabinet. It's like this project that now got dropped into my lap. And instead of buying a new cabinet I thought it would be more fun to build a cabinet, kind of not building the wooden part, but wiring it up and going through this whole process is kind of fun. It's part of the fun of gear is learning how to use it, how to do it. I've read a bunch of people on a variety of forums talking about wiring and how they say, oh yeah, I learned everything about amps and cabs by doing what I'm now attempting to do. So it's kind of like a fun way of really getting to know and getting to learn the equipment is by actually messing with it.
JJ, my line 6 still sucks.
Oh, okay. Let me go check Messenger here. Let me go check that out on my phone.
And I think Paul, actually last night, Neanderthal jumped in with us for like 5 minutes and then he left. His microphone has been really bad for the past like couple weeks. And he jumped in. We were trying to tell him last night, and I think he's like, oh, my Focusrite sucks. Focusrite is garbage. And then I'm like, well,
Focusrite. Some of the Focusrite things have actually, produced some really, really good music. But like anything, you gotta learn how to use it. Or if you're using other things and you're used
that's
to how other
JJ.
things work.
Mine, we can't get mine to work.
Oh, maybe it's messed up.
It's. I'm coming up there tomorrow. I'm gonna stop by GC. I'm gonna bring it with me, and I don't have the box. I don't have anything left, but if the serial number is on it, and when you buy something, there's a serial number on there, right?
Well, yeah.
At Guitar Center?
Usually.
At Guitar Center.
JJ, I'll bring you this picture.
Mm-hmm.
So, see, 8 ohms. So this is like a stereo left-right setup. And let me show you guys something. I'll take a picture of the back of my orange cabinet so you guys see how that thing is. Actually, should have done this ahead of time. Didn't even think about it. All right.
Now I can talk. Yeah, so Focusrite sucks, you guys. I'm gonna return it. I'm gonna get another one, see if that works. If not, I'm just gonna have to use something totally different. Because it makes no. JJ will tell you, man. We sat there for like 2 hours trying to get mine to work, and it makes no sense that only one channel. I can only get one channel to physically work. Makes no sense at all.
So this is the back of my orange, and I have it plugged in one speaker right now.
That's the back of your orange?
Oh, no.
You want to see the front of my banana?
Yeah.
Oh.
Peeled.
Hey-o!
Where's that thing? Where's that thing? Hold on.
I don't have it.
No, that's not it. That's not it. That's the one. Anyway, so I know JJ could help me out because he's a pro and he knows all this stuff, right? So yeah, JJ. I don't think phone number. I don't text me.
Man, it's tough to talk with you, man. I don't think I even did the warranty though, JJ. I wonder.
You got 90 days at least, or you should have. Most things are warranted.
Oh, it's been way over 90 days since I've had it.
Yeah, but most things have a year warranty, don't they? That's why I like buying.
But I never turned in the warranty. Laz, listen to me, dude. Man, it's impossible to talk around you, dude. I never turned in the warranty. I brought it home, plugged it in, started using it, and for some reason only the one channel. I can only get the one channel to work. The second channel, ask JJ. We sat there for like 2 hours and tried to get the other channel going, and it just didn't. It just sucks. Focusrite will warranty it. They have a great return policy. Focusrite raw. I can't even. I wear glasses. I can't even see.
I could read it for you, but I don't know if I should talk.
It'll be off the serial number. Give them a call. Screw Guitar Center. Oh, I agree with you there, man.
Oh, fruitcake.
But the thing is, I'll be right by a Guitar Center tomorrow. Actually, I'll be near 3 Guitar Centers.
Are you going to be coming by here, or are you going to be going by there?
I think I don't like that one guy at that Dublin Guitar Center. That guy's a real snake.
You can avoid that guy.
You know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The guy that you deal with. I can't
No,
stand
I
that.
don't deal with that guy. He just happens to be there in the afternoon sometimes when we're there. I
I
usually
can't.
deal with this other guy who's way cool. This
I
long
can't
haired guy.
stand that dude. There's a guy at Guitar Center, Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
He
And
walks
he's
around
kind of a.
Guitar Center.
He looks
He
like
walks
a
around the
jock.
entire time looking like this. Literally, they make the customers. They make you like. Do you guys remember that one time I got yelled at? I was in the room playing a guitar, and the guy came in and he's like, "Please put your mask back on." Do you guys remember that? Well, there's a guy that works at Guitar Center Dublin. He walks around the entire store looking like this, and so he's just a sleazeball. This guy,
Yeah,
and
he's not really that cool. As a matter of
so
fact, I took that case back. I returned the case
oh
that I
man,
bought for the LP because I didn't want to walk home with a Les Paul without a case. And he thought he made a big sale by selling me that case. But I
walk
returned
home.
it because I'm like, well, I'm not walking, drive. I don't want to take him home. Did I say walk home? Did I say drive home?
Yeah, you said I don't want to walk home with the guitar case.
With the guitar, I didn't
Hello,
want to
New
take the
York.
guitar home.
Somebody from New
Without
York is on my
case.
website.
Oh, right on, man.
Yeah. So I'm not going by there, but I think I'm going to take it and I'm going to stop by San Jose
Yeah,
Guitar
they're
Center. That place is, you know that place. You were
cool. Yeah,
there.
those guys are chill, man.
I'm going to stop by there. I'm going to see if I can at least. I'm going to try returning it and getting another one
That's probably what they'll do.
because I need it. I actually need it.
That's what
Otherwise,
I would say.
I
need
can't do a
this
show
today.
from my computer. So I'm gonna exchange it if it has the serial number on it. I don't think I might still have the box in the loft.
Yeah, find it because that'll help you.
I'll look tonight.
Or you can just exchange the box with the other one they have, and then they can package it up like it's new and sell it to somebody else, like they would probably do anyway.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Right.
It makes no sense. Can I swear on here? It makes no sense that the freaking thing that second channel doesn't do anything. It sucks. I mean, that's because I'm out of town on Mondays. I see you a lot of times. I do the Music Man Mondays, the Wolfgang Wednesdays, the anytime I just play. I can't do that. I haven't been able to do that for months because that Focusrite just doesn't. I can't get the second channel working.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. I don't understand it.
Take it back, and they'll, stuff breaks down sometimes, and maybe JJ's right. You just need to download the new driver, because if they have, that should. I don't know. How old is the computer you're running on?
Brand new.
Oh, it's brand spanking new. Dang.
Yep.
Johnny's got a new computer.
It's custom. It's a gaming computer.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me.
It's a gaming computer, man. That's how I'm able to do my GTA games every night.
Nice. Yeah, I burnt out the battery on my Samsung playing it without it plugged in, because the plug that I use, like this plug right here, that I have the laptop plugged into, is the same. It's a C to C, and that's what I need to use to connect the controller. But I know I can connect that controller Bluetooth because that thing's a wireless controller, right? So I just need to do that and have everything battery charged, packed up, ready to go tonight. And then I'll jump in with you guys, and you guys can watch me crash vehicles constantly, shoot at myself.
Dude.
I'm probably good at shooting myself in the foot. That's probably what I'll end up doing all night long.
Man, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I still don't know what all the buttons really do. I'm still trying to remember.
It tells you.
I know it tells you, but you can't read it while you're doing the game. You gotta
here's what I did, man. Was I took a sticky note and I wrote down each button, and then I put it on my desk in front of me. So at first, I could just glance down real quickly and see, Y does this, A does this, B does this. But then eventually, you remember.
That's like when you put the letters on the piano keys when you're first starting out, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. But then, eventually you learn.
Eventually,
You learn, the one in between the two, that's D. And then after that is C, and that starts over.
Yeah.
Look
at Maximus just tearing apart my biodynamic headphones that are like $180.
Maximus. Dude, so your character in GTA is Maximus. That's awesome.
It's Laz Maximus. I thought I changed it to Maximus, but it's Laz Maximus. And I did change. I did take some time to try to make the guy kind of look like me. You know how you do that? Like,
Oh,
yeah.
my dude,
So
in my
got a
game, he
beanie
looks just
on.
like me.
No glasses though, but I got sunglasses on.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Maybe he looks kind of like me. I wish I could show you how it looks.
That's how it's
I'm
fun,
taking a
man.
picture.
That's
I'm wearing a
why
hoodie.
I wear this red jacket every
I know.
night. I wear this red jacket because it's freezing in the studio.
I thought you were going to say in the game.
And oh yeah, no, that's Los Santos, man. That's
Los
LA. It's
Santos
not
is
cold.
wearing it.
It's not cold. Although during
Donnie's the only guy
Christmas,
there wearing a jacket like that in Los Santos.
yeah. Although during
Easy to
Christmas
find.
there was snow. They actually did have snow in the game, which was weird. Snow
Oh,
in
that's cool.
Hollywood was really
Wow.
bizarre
No kidding.
because there is no snow in Hollywood. You've been there. So anyway, yeah, I wear this jacket in the game, and the guy looks just like me. And people freak out because we're live on Twitch every night. You know, we're streaming, and a lot of times people that are in the game, they just happen to come and find us on Twitch live. And so a lot of times we'll be sitting there, oh f this guy, and then we realize he's in our chat. He's like, oh, I'm watching you guys, you know, and they freak out because they're like, holy crap, you look just like your avatar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you think he's my name?
The idea. Yeah.
The office that I run in the game is Johnny Beane TV. So it's all.
I was very tempted
it's all related.
to give myself hair in the game because I miss having hair. But I stuck with the baldy. And they don't have a smooth bald look option. It's kind of stubble, which I don't like. So I'm wearing a beanie just like this. I don't know if you could put headphones on a beanie in the game, but I'm going to try that.
You can wear just headphones.
Yeah, I know it doesn't look cool. But the beanie dude with the hoodie, t-shirt, and jeans, and some skater sneakers or whatever looks like me. Kind of. Even the gray,
cool.
the grayish stubbly, it's a little stubbly around here too, with some, I aged myself to my age properly and all that,
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being like one of these gorilla head guys or lizard head or something, I'm going to be myself in the game.
You can be those too. You can actually buy masks. You can actually buy. There's a mask shop down by right on the beach, and you can actually buy different masks and things.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to make a lot of money by not killing anybody. That's going to be my thing. I'm going to try to win the game or play the game without killing people. I think that's possible. It's going to be my shtick.
Good luck.
I know. There's a way to do it, though. I've been watching videos about how to do this stuff. It's cheating, kind of. But you go to the casino and you rob them.
You just gotta team up with us, man. You got me. You got Mickey Settlemeyer. You got Robot Master Switch. We got a guy named Dan from Sweden that we know that's really good. You got who else? Zach Thong is in there. A number of people. And no, we roll around as a team, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's no sound enhancement, by the way, Anton. It actually deteriorates the sound, but if you're running hot amp like this, it almost helps because that way you don't blow your ears out. So it's kind of like not the best, quality ear protection, but it helps a little bit. But I definitely can't hear it as well. Hence when was it, the other night, Thursday night, I didn't even hear the cocked wah sound. I knew there was, when I hit that one pedal, when I hit that LPD 87 pedal, that's when I heard the cock wah sound. Like, what the hell is that weird sound? But you really caught it. You're like, hey, are you, what are you doing with your tone knobs or whatever? And you like, because I had headphones on through my beanie, and I couldn't hear well enough.
Yeah, you either had a tone knob that was slightly on, which again, that's opposite. When a tone knob is on, it's the opposite. A volume knob. A volume knob's off, as a tone knob's on.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
if that makes sense. If you think about it, the way I think
about it, when I turn the tone knob, when I turn the volume knob from 1 to 10, I'm allowing the full sound frequency coming out of the pickups that's going, from where the input jack
Mm-hmm.
for the guitar's at into the cab, into the amp in the cab. When I have my tone rolled all the way down, yeah. When I have my tone rolled the same direction, you're right. It is the opposite. It's going to be dead, and then you have to roll it counterclockwise to get it hot. So it's like more frequency, high frequency. Yeah. So it is weird because it is opposite. Now that you're saying like on an amp,
That's
if you
what I'm
turn it to the
saying.
left,
It's
you're
opposite.
turning down the frequencies, the high frequencies. You turn it to the right, you're turning up the high frequencies, right? On a treble knob. On a bass knob.
Well, I'm talking about on a guitar. But,
yeah, you're talking about on a guitar. It's opposite of what you would think it would be. But the way I think about it, left on a lot of amps, when you have like a tone knob on an amp, if you go left on it counterclockwise, you're going to be taking down the highs. And when you go right clockwise, you're going to be going up on the highs. And that's how a guitar amp is set up with its tone knob.
on an amp, left is less, right is more.
Yeah. On the guitar, you're saying
With
it's
everything.
opposite. Yeah.
With all of it.
Right. On the guitar, it's the opposite, is what you're saying.
On a guitar, a volume knob and a tone knob is totally opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
On a guitar, on a guitar, you turn the volume all the way up, it's on.
Clockwise. Yeah.
Clockwise. The tone knob, you turn it all the way down, it's on.
Right.
Counterclockwise. There you go. What? Nobody. What? It's science.
Well, this is why I just figured it out. It's very intuitive, John.
Oh my gosh.
Think about it. I know. Maximus, you're gonna deafen Johnny with your cheaping. Here, eat some of that. Eat some of your little
Maximus.
Tamale right here. Look, tamales for you.
Tamales.
Yeah, I'm having tamales for breakfast. My wife has a friend over, and
they make tamales.
She got tamales from this tamale lady in town, and Maximus is having some of his tamales. Go ahead, eat.
Oh, right on. Right on. After we're done here, I'm heading out to breakfast at a cafe, and it's gonna be awesome.
This is so good, and I'm not even able to eat it right now because I'm talking to you all.
You can, dude. You can eat it.
Nah, I took a couple bites. Yeah, but so here's the thing: the reason why that is that the tone
There's nothing
knob.
like turning into a guitar show and watching somebody just eat.
I know, right? So the guitar tone knob. This is Johnny. This is why the tone knob is working opposite in your mind, because think about it. The tone knob, if it wasn't there would be absolutely no effect on that signal, and it would be just going as like with the volume all the way up hot, just like Eddie Van Halen did it, right? It would wire it direct. You add a tone knob. If you're using the tone knob, you're cutting that frequency off as you're going to the left.
Yes.
And that's why the tone knob is actually used as a drop frequency. It's a cut. It's cutting frequency. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Most people don't even use tone knobs. I get yelled at.
All the way up.
I get yelled at because I say, oh yeah, I use them sometimes.
A lot of people do.
I mean, it totally depends on. I mean, if you're a live gigging musician, you can't predict the sound of the room, no matter what. Like, especially if you're on tour, you play a different place every night, every other night. Every room sounds different. Every stage, there's a different sound.
Right.
So you have to adjust your settings on your amps, on your guitars, even on your pedals. Sometimes at least on the what do you call it? The volume of your pedals. Always changing the stuff around, and you got that. You get a slight sound check probably, and then whatever that first song is, that's really where you're adjusting all your settings. And then it's by the time you're playing the last song, you're actually ready to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Adam D.
Well, my grandfather, when I would say right, he would always say left.
Left.
My grandfather was a smarty pants, anytime he would never agree with me on anything. He was always right about everything. So if I said something like right, and he'd be like left. I thought it was funny. It kind of was. Yeah, and that's
Metalhead
why people do
hippie.
that. Oh, go ahead.
Metalhead hippie. Hey, dude.
Bean. Boom,
Bean.
bean, boom, boom. Hold on. This is what you got to do. That's right. That's the hippie thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. So yeah, man. So yeah, Hippie's got a show today, right? Check that out, people. Metalhead Hippie Show, all the cool
Awesome, man.
collabs. I'm planning to do more music this year, Metalhead Hippie. I know you don't have a show tonight. That's right. This month you're off. I forgot. You are on a 1-month hiatus. He's taking a break, and yeah, man. I'll be doing some more music this year for sure, and getting this stuff organized. And I got to get all these presents out to everyone that I should have sent out before I went to Peru.
No.
They're right over here in a stack right here. And I got to make because I make a handwritten card that I send to everyone. I send everyone some pics. I usually sign some of them if I can, like Laz and Maximus or whatever. And and yeah, I'll get them out. I've been taking a little time off from work too, trying to get this done. So I'll have some time during the week. That's why I was asking if you're coming by this way, because I'd have a little time to hang out if you wanted to, you know.
You mean there at your place, or you mean just like in
No,
general?
if you came this way, no, my place, yeah.
Oh, at your place?
If you want to come by, maybe later in the week. If you want to do that 5150 thing.
I know
cool.
we had talked about doing a comparison video between the PV 5150 and the Iconic. Although when Howard was on, he was telling me, yeah, that amp has nothing to do with the PV. So it's like there's really no point in comparing them now. I mean, even when I heard it when we first tried it, I'm like, that doesn't sound like a PV at all.
You know why this says 5150 on it, just like that did, and that's why everyone intuitively wants to compare the two, because you think, oh, 5150 Iconic, they're trying to go with that iconic 5150 sound, but that's not really what they were really doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the logo. The logo does kind of look similar to the PV logo, but actually it looks more similar to the actual 5150 logo outside 5150.
Right, it's that block letter kind of style, and I grew up in that era when we were all into this stuff. So I don't know if you know some of these shows, but there was a show called PT 109. It was all about the Second World War era stuff, and I was way into building plastic models, U.S. and British and German and Japanese warships, and those letters are the Navy's block lettering numbering system that they have for the ships. So if you look at 5150 on the building, his studio is in that gray navy. Well, not just the font, but the building's color. The gray is that Navy ship gray. If you look at all the World War II era battleships, they're all that gray color. And the numbering is exactly like that. So he grew up, he was like 10 years older than me, but he grew up, Eddie Van Halen did, in that same era of the 60s and 70s during, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, into the 70s, and watching all these World War II, like Baba Black Sheep. I forget the name of the show. I think it was something like that. What was that other show we used to always watch? Oh, God, it was really good. Not just Hogan's Heroes, but there was another one, an Army show, something like Platoon or something like that. I forget what it's called. But we used to watch all these Army shows in the 70s, and so I recognize that lettering, or the font, because that's the font that they had on the ships. And so he was probably into that stuff, just like we grew up into the kung fu stuff because of Bruce Lee, the sci-fi stuff, just like, I don't know if you guys know out there in the chat, but Jimi Hendrix, in his documentaries I saw, they talked about how he came up with a lot of these wild sounds and trying to recreate these kind of weird sounds from sci-fi movies, watching sci-fi movies growing up, in all that weird sound stuff from the 50s and 60s, like that weird effect box that I found, that oil drum kind of oil can effect thing. What's that thing called? something sound
Jumpy up.
chamber. Anyway,
Oh.
it's a, you know, one of these weird oil can kind of like what they used in the movies back then to make these weird kind of reverberating kind of sci-fi, like this kind of sound, like this thing. Yeah. So they had these things to make these sounds, right? And so he got into those sounds and tried to recreate some of that excitement of those times and those sounds, that whole, you know, going to the moon and rocket ship and sci-fi era. I mean, all the cars, everything had wings on it like it was a rocket ship. So back then, you know, the 60s, 70s, you know, especially the 50s, more so, you know, they were just all crazy about space and space travel and rocket ships and all this and that, you know. Drag racing. I used to build drag cars and all this stuff, plastic models. So Eddie Van Halen grew up with that same stuff. Yeah. I had one of those, and we actually tore him apart. We found a way to tear his arms off. We were like from both sides, and we tore it apart. Finally, it was like this purpley, weird kind of crystally.
You tore him like a block away. You finally got him.
Oh man, it was ugly. The way that ended. Yeah, but man, third stone from the sun. What is that about? I'm missing some. Oh yeah, Laz, I used to have that model as a kid, PT-109, right? The JF Kennedy ship. That's right. The pontoon boat. I think the PTs, they were like a. Well, I don't know what was the PT for, but that was like a little in between ship running kind of skiff engine kind of thing, and they used to run little things. We used to watch all those shows, you know. Growing up, a lot of fun TV shows back then in the 70s. Yeah, man. So I'm already over the hour.
Mr. Mike, come back. What happened? Mr. Mike just left the Discord.
Come back, dude.
Mr. Mike just left the Discord. I just got a notification. I know that dude actually in real life. We're cool. He's not, you know, some internet weirdo that stabs you in the back. You know, right? Mr. Mike, come back.
But yeah, the motor torpedo boat. That's what it was. BC Rich. But I remember building those plastic models. And then we had this big battle one time in the backyard in San Mateo, and we just blew everything up with firecrackers and lit everything on fire. It was crazy. The plastic was burning. It was like this black smoke. It was the coolest thing.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but we destroyed all of our... I had models.
That was the 70s where you were actually able to get away with doing that type of thing.
Yeah, it was 1978, 79, before we moved to Colorado. And then I got a car.
Uh-oh.
And discovered other
Laz on wheels.
Laz on wheels with I guess you could call mood altering substances.
Laz on wheels with full Maximus powers.
It was a little crazy those times. I'm lucky to be alive, to be honest.
I'm surprised I made it past 30. I always thought I'd be dead by 30. Always.
Well,
and then now it's been a couple years, and I'm still here.
Full kind of guy, aren't you, Johnny?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say you are, but I know that you're very wary of.
Well, see, you actually know me. Most of these people, JJ, you know me. I mean, JJ, we've met in person. Anybody that I've met in person, they actually know me. If you only know me from the internet, you don't really know me.
Yeah, no, you don't.
And Laz actually knows me. We actually hang out, and yeah.
We've been going through a bromance, Johnny. Admit it. For about a half a year now.
Gross.
Well, not that kind.
No.
Bromance is like, you know, love amongst men, like friendship, you know. So it's a bromance. In other words, we're bros. We're like brothers, but from different fathers and mothers. Anyway.
Yeah.
Soul brothers.
There you go.
Musical soul brothers. Anyway.
YouTube brothers.
Yeah, YouTube brothers. It brought us together, that's for sure. Yeah. And you know, me doing a channel, even though I always kind of wanted to do one or do something, I didn't know what the
heck to do. I know.
Let it go, Laz. LOL. Yeah, Johnny got me into really just letting it go on YouTube. You
gotta have fun.
Yeah.
Do your own thing. copy people and get mad because
No.
that's what happens to me eventually with everybody, and that's fine. But
Yeah, you gotta get over that stuff, Johnny. It's,
yeah, I don't
people,
care.
people are all just trying to find a way to find themselves and be happy in the world, and you've helped a lot of people do that. You should be proud of that.
That I am. I'm very proud of that, and
I'm proud of it.
that's awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
proud.
But yeah, just do your own thing. Just do it. Isn't that
At least acknowledge those that have helped you. Acknowledge them for the help that they gave you. Maybe that would be a nice kind of gesture from some, and some do.
Sure.
Some don't. They just forget you.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah. I'm in the Bay Area, BC Rich. I'm in Livermore, home of the Giant Hadron Collider. If you like atom smashing and things like that. Smashing atoms and playing with alien technology.
Yeah, if you're into that kind of thing. But most importantly, there's an In-N-Out burger right there.
No, there's not just that, Johnny. We found out there's another burger place.
Uh-oh, it's the aliens.
They heard me talking about them. There's Fat Burger. There's Fat Burger.
Wait a minute, you have a Fat Burger there?
You guys were talking about it on Friday.
Somebody was talking about Fat Burger, and I'm like I've never been to a Fat Burger.
Yeah, Jay and the Rev were talking about Fat Burger, and then you looked it up and you said, "There's one in Livermore. We gotta go there next time I'm out there, Laz." And I'm like, "Yeah." And if I wasn't golfing on Friday with our buddy Octopus Ears, now
Octopus Ears,
previously known as the artist previously known as
Magic Man, is now Octopus Ears.
Yeah. We would have gone there, but we were golfing instead.
Wait, so there's a Fat Burger? Wait a minute. So maybe I should stop by there tomorrow.
Telling you.
Are you around tomorrow in the morning?
I'm around, dude. I'm gonna be. I'm taking time off.
You want to meet up?
Done. I gotta get this place done.
I'm gonna. Should I either stop by San Jose, or would you want to stop and let's do a Fat Burger review? We can go live on both our channels and do like a Fat Burger review.
That'd be fun.
And then go to what is it? Dublin, and return the focus.
Let's return it to
the
Dublin.
Focus wrong.
You know what? I found out that if I asked them, can I return this? And they said, you have to take it back to the store you bought it from. So you bought it at Dublin, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Might as well return it to those guys.
Uh-oh, Paul Martin Woods almost passed out watching the show last night. I just got a comment saying, will you guys stop making me laugh so hard?
I was laughing. I came in only about halfway into the show, but I was laughing so hard. That was so funny when you guys were doing the delay and all that weird effects on the voices and stuff. And
I almost passed out last night.
John Biel with that keyboard thing he has. Oh my God. That thing's
last night was insanity. Clayton James Hicks, today is Gibbs Sunday. That's right, man. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Thanks for reminding me. I got a post on my EVH Gear Live, Gibbs Sunday. Thank you. Clayton always reminds me.
Gibbs Sunday.
Thank you so much. Oh, there you go. There it is.
Finally got one.
Yeah, Magic Man is now Octopus Ears on YouTube and Discord, and I think on my Twitch. I think he's Octopus Ears as well.
And I know why. Hey, Clayton, what's up? Clayton James Hicks, 1998. Did he change his? Clayton James Hicks, 1998 Hicks.
No,
can you guys make it longer?
He's had that name for years. Clayton
it's always been like that long?
Clayton is one of my original viewers on my channel as far as doing my shows. He's been around for a lot of years, and it's always been Clayton, 1998 Hicks. Yeah, Hicks. Yeah, it's always been that.
Yeah, Clayton James Hicks, thanks for coming on, man. Yeah, but what was I saying about elephant ears or octopus ears? So I know the story behind it, so I know why. Because we went and played golf, and we're becoming buds, so we're friends already. And he ate over here with me and my sweetie. We had barbecued some steak and some chicken, and we had some salad and rice and French fries and stuff with that. You got to come over for some food here, dude, because I can cook better than most of the restaurants we eat at.
I'm so hungry, but you just admitted there was a Fat Burger around there, and we
I know. Well, we got to go try that. Yeah, but the octopus ears. The reason why he changed it to that, I'm not going to say the details of why octopus and ears, but he changed it because I guess he was trying to consolidate his Instagram and whatever together to have one same thing, and somebody already had Magic Man.
And so octopus ears just made
So-
sense.
Well, it actually does make sense when you meet him. When you meet him, you will know why, because it'll be kind of obvious. If he's wearing a T-shirt, especially,
Just don't stare at the ears.
it's not his ears. So I don't want to tell the story because it's his story, and I think he should tell his own story. But if he's ever here in the studio live with me playing some music again someday soon, which he'll probably come and help me wire this all up. He was going to do that with me on Friday, but then we played golf instead, which was way cool. It was great to be able to go out and play some
Where'd
golf.
you go? In
There's
Livermore?
one right nearby here by the airport in Livermore. There's a 9-hole and an 18-hole course, and it's nice. And it was only $14 per person, like cheaper than a movie nowadays, and a lot more fun than a movie, if you ask me. Golf is awesome. You've never played golf?
Real golf? No. I've played putt.
Yeah, Pee-wee.
Whatever it is. You know that
golf.
place? You know that place in right above. Oh, crap! What is it? Okay, you go Berkeley, you go Richmond. What's after Richmond? If you keep going north.
El Cerrito.
No, that's south of Richmond. I used to live in El Cerrito. Right after Richmond. If you're driving,
Albany? No, that's south of too.
that's the other direction. No, if you keep going, there's
what's it
right
called?
before Crockett. There's a town. Anyway, if you
I
keep
don't know
going,
the details of those little towns there, but I know that there's like
if you're driving towards Sacramento,
Green Valley.
if you're driving towards Sacramento, there's a mini golf. What's the little cars you drive around?
Go karts.
There's a
They have one
go-kart
over
mini
here
golf
in Livermore. They have one right by the golf course.
place.
Yeah.
I played there years ago when I first had In-N-Out Burger, actually, because there's an In-N-Out Burger right over there. 20-something years ago. When I was 9.
What's the name of that town? That's where they have that base, the Air Force base.
Okay. I don't know.
Anyway, I should know.
I don't know. Speaking about guitar cabinets.
Yeah, maybe this is a waste of time, what I'm doing, actually, this guitar cabinet thing. Because I could buy the 5150 iconic cabinet with the Celestian Heritage speakers in it, a 4x, and avoid all this. But I want to experiment with this, trying to set up a stereo, 4x12 cab, even though you're saying why, I don't know. I want to just what the heck, just for fun.
No, but if you're gonna do all this stuff live or make videos of all this stuff,
make videos of it, of course.
Your journey, making the stuff, then that's
yeah. The name of the show, Johnny?
What you want to do? I have no idea what this is.
It's called Guitar Mods Squad.
Guitar Mods Squad.
So where we mod guitars and guitar-related gear, we mod it. So hence, modding a cabinet with a setup of greenbacks and vintage 30s, like Dave Friedman.
There you go.
Cross-pattern vintage 30 and greenback thing. Supposedly, it's a really nice sound combination of two different kinds of speakers. You got the mellowness of the vintage mixed with the little more bitiness of the greenback, and you get that perfect marriage of sound. Tone.
I just blocked my ears.
And hopefully this doesn't happen during the build process.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I should go. It's
Hopefully
like
not.
way over hour and 15 minutes long. But normally I end the show early because I know that Mike, G.A.S. Mike of China Guitar Skeptic, previously known as, he's doing his British Boutique Guitar Festival. He's got Henning with him there. And today was their last day, and that video already posted live earlier today. They were live. And really cool stuff. Some really cool boutique guitar stuff, Earlier I was talking with you about tone on Thursday, the whole tone conspiracy or quandary or whatever you want to call the. Oh,
that's right.
Yeah.
I remember that. And
I think the whole tone argument is such a stupid thing because it's not about this argument about tone, wood, and tone. I mean, it's an art form, people.
It all
It has
has to
nothing to
do
do with science. There's no
with
science.
everybody's ears. Whether
Yeah,
you
I mean,
have octopus ears, if
you
one
can
guy
have
has octopus ears, he's going to hear tone one way. If another guy has elephant ears, he's going to hear
Right.
tone another way. So it all depends on your ears.
It totally does. And not only
Nothing,
that, but
really, nothing is right or wrong.
you
Although
know,
some stuff does sound like shit.
have you ever heard of the hard question? It's a scientific thing. It's called the hard question. I studied this in psychology when I was studying psychology. The hard question is, for example, in physics. If you know a little bit about physics, you understand that when they look at a particle, they have to stop. They have to frame it, stopped in time. So they're not actually seeing the particle in its natural state of movement and whatever. They're trying to observe it when it's frozen in that time. They've frozen it. And they can't sometimes understand, for example, how it appears that like two particles of light photons can be in two places at one time. The way that we see a picture of how an atom has, neutrons and electrons and the things spinning around them, they're not going around them like planets go around each other in the solar system. It's like a radiation of sorts. It's radiating energy. So they try to rationalize things with our small monkey brains to understand how these things all work together. I know, right, JJ? What? But to be able to try to box something in and explain it with their limited ability, they have to explain it in its static form, which is not how it actually works and appears. Yeah, spooky physics, right? And the thing is that it's not spooky at all. That is, everything's working as a frequency. We know through quantum mechanics now, everything is working in this chaotic, what seems like a chaotic environment,
It's not
but it's
spooky
not.
or boring at all.
No, I know. See, but this is what I'm saying. You can't try to understand something like tone with a scientific experiment because it's not a science thing. It is a subjective, emotionally,
Well,
not entirely. Okay, yeah, when you're wiring stuff up, you want to use science so you don't blow yourself up and burn yourself. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of emotion and subjective stuff mixed with all these concrete things together. That's why my tagline at the end of my show is that the secret to tone is in your mind. That's the concrete kind of part of things, mixed with the feel that comes from your heart, the emotion and all that. You got to mix all that together with your appendages to play instruments. Because people are like, no, tone is in your fingers. I'm like, okay, partially, but what if you don't have fingers? Use a stub or use your feet.
I thought about that. I mean, what I was saying the other day, I mean, I don't take back what I said the other day, although I do feel kind of bad how I said most people who don't understand any of that have no idea what they're talking about and they're horrible players. I feel kind of bad saying that, but that is kind of true.
I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Because if you actually know what you're doing, it makes sense. If you don't know what you're doing, you're just running in circles. Right. But the one thing that I will kind of change as far as what I said the other day is I said it's always been like, I've always thought of it as there's been like two different types of tone. There's the tone, the actual sound you're getting from your gear. That's that, and then you're getting tone from your fingers. I'm going to change the tone you get from your fingers to style. Okay, so there's the tone from the actual physical sound. That's the tone that you're hearing, and then when somebody's playing, that's the style that you're hearing.
It's both, though. Honestly, it's both, because how you hold the note down, how you're pushing the string onto the frets, how your vibrato is, all these things will affect how that sound frequency is going to come through that speaker. And that's what you hear. And that's why I was making the argument with you, too, that different players have a different sound of their own or tone of their own or whatever you want to call it, whether it's Eddie's Brown sound, which really wasn't him, it was the drums, but that's what it became known as.
But it's not also sound, it's style.
Right. It's mixed together, man. It's not one thing. That's the problem. People try to make it one thing. It's not. It's all these things in combination. So you can't just do a scientific experiment on a guitar with strings connecting a table and another thing and stuff and say that's an air guitar and somehow that sounds the same as another guitar. the point is, like I made that point. The point I made is when Gibson was approached by Les Paul with the log guitar, he was trying to say, "Hey, this is my rough idea," but they just laughed at the log guitar because they're like, and I understand why. No one in their right mind is going to get up on stage in front of, in those days, you have to entertain people. It was all about entertaining, like today, and
It was a big
no
show
one's,
back then. In the big
yeah,
band days?
yeah, it was so important. Your look and all that stuff, it mattered, man. The point being is that no one's going to get up on stage and play a log guitar,
But the thing is, the log had wings, didn't it?
Well, the point was
Like
that,
down the middle, it was a log, but he had these detachable wings, so it looked like another jazz guitar.
Right.
But it was solid. It was solid in the middle, and it was electric.
Right. The point is that Gibson understood something early on. They might have missed the boat on what he was thinking, and he was way ahead of his time. Like a lot of people who are way ahead of their time are laughed at by their
like Laz,
like me. I got to get there. I got to prove myself to you all. But the point is, I did it my way. Now, the point is that I think what Leo was trying to show them was a different direction. He was trying to say, hey, we got to amplify sound.
Leo Safko?
Leo, did I say Leo? Les Paul. Yeah, I'm looking at Leo's name. That's why. So the bottom line is,
aren't you the one? Are you the one that got that? Wasn't that showing the picture of your Wolfgang last night? Was that you?
Probably.
Not Wolfgang. 5150 series with the different knobs and
it's lug. Yeah, I know that song. But anyway, I'm getting too deep in it again. But the bottom line is that this argument about tone doesn't come from the guitar. Of course, you can make things that are set up electronically sound very, very similar, if not dead on to each other. That's what modeling is all about. And they're trying to get it closer and closer to the real thing, but it's never gonna be the real thing, ever. It'll be close,
right?
And that's okay.
Leo, that was you. Right on.
Yeah, thanks, Metalhead Hippie. Anyway, Leo, so tell me what you guys think in the comments.
Leo, send me via WhatsApp the pictures of your 5150 series guitar again, and I'll post them to my my Instagram, EVH Gear Live, and we'll ask people. I remember I told you I would do that
tonight, Sunday night string change.
We would. Hey, by the way, yes, I'll be live tonight, Sunday night string change show, 8 p.m. 11 p.m. Eastern, right? Yeah, 8 p.m. Pacific. Be working on a guitar or something. And then after that, be playing GTA for a while on Twitch.
Yeah. The late night GTA thing is not something I can typically hang with, but I'm going to try to hang with it.
Not on Sundays when I got to be up there by 1 o'clock.
Well, usually I'm up at 6:30 every day, so just so you know.
I'm usually up by 6:30 every day p.m.
Right. Johnny, you rock star.
Although I got to go out to brunch now. I got to go to the cafe.
Right on. So we should call it. It's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Johnny Beane, for joining, helping me discuss all these hot topics.
Brought to you by StreamYard.
I'm well qualified. Well qualified, right here. That's right.
Qualified.
That's right. I got that at the San Diego Zoo. All right, man. So that's the show. Thanks to everyone for coming on again. We had
that's better than being Kahlua-fied at 9:30 in the morning.
That's not a bad idea. My coffee's empty right now. Did you see my yellow submarine mug?
Oh, cool.
Way cool, man. I got this at the Vegas Beatles Love Cirque du Soleil show, which I think you said you've seen. Haven't you seen it?
No, but I played there.
Dude, yeah.
My band, we were on tour years ago, and we played the Beatles Revolutionary Lounge at the Mirage. I played that place. It was a super cool venue. Hello?
Yeah, BC Rich. Sorry, I'm not talking. Trying to let you talk.
Oh my gosh!
Well, Johnny knows.
Silence.
Usually, he's never doing any of the talking. It's usually everyone else, and he's like, mm-hmm. That's because he's running the show. Here, I'm running the show and talking. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just a guest.
You want to? I'll send you a link if you want, or how do we chat? Yeah, I can share a link to you.
Awesome.
Let's see. He wants to have a quick chat.
All right, I got to split. I got to hit the place. I'll be live tonight on my channel, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific.
Don't miss it.
Yeah. And then maybe tomorrow we'll meet up and do the Fat Burger Challenge. Okay.
Fat Burger tomorrow. There we go. Right on,
Fat Burger. You go live on YouTube. I'll go live on Twitch. We'll do a Fat Burger Challenge.
Sounds good. Oop, I'm almost knocking over the table here trying to write a message.
All right. Bye, everybody. Love you all. Kisses. See you, man.
Later, man. I'm going to stay on because I'm going to try to bring Martin in for a second. All right. I got to do this by email, don't I, Martin? All right. Let me do it by email. Are you on Instagram? I thought you were on Instagram. Anyway, I'm going to send you a message. I'm going to send you an email. Martin Graber-Mayer, right? Link. And here's the link. And I'm sending. There you go. So I just sent you invite Martin of L&M Guitar Corner or Instagram. Well, let me see if I can do Instagram here. I just sent it by email. Instagram. I don't know which is faster. Oh, I have to sign in. Okay, wait a minute. It's going to ask me for a password and stuff. Oh, okay, now here I am. All right, turn on notifications. Not now. I don't like it when my laptop gets millions of notifications. Oh, there he is. Okay, so okay, I'll send it to you here on Instagram. There you go. Yeah, we'd make the next stream. You want to do the next stream Thursday? Isn't that the worst time for you? That's like in the middle of the night. How about next Sunday? Would that be better? Because that way at least it's the middle of the day for you. 12:30 for you, or no? It's the early evening for you. That's right. Yeah, if we do Thursday, that's going to be like 2 a.m. or something like that, isn't it? Anyway, let me go back to StreamYard. You might be jumping in any minute now. There you are. Let me bring you in. What's happening, Martin?
Hey, Laz. Thanks for having me.
All right?
Oh, yeah, just had to mute the video on YouTube. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I got distracted by Maximus, and Blackjack is warning me. Blackjack Guitar is warning me that he's nibbling away at my cabling here on my very expensive Sennheisers.
Cut off in a second.
My biodynamics. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, these are
hey
my
guys.
spare. But yeah, what's up? You want to join? Thursday's bad for you.
No,
it's like in the middle of the night.
That you're joining us on our channel on Thursday.
I'll join you on Thursday. Okay, middle of the day.
Yeah,
let me check my
that works for you.
It might or might not, because I think I have a doctor appointment with my dad one day this coming week, and it might be that day. Yeah, it's my doctor's appointment for my dad's at 10 a.m. So I'm going to be going there. What time would it be for me?
I think 12. It's 9.
Yeah, I'll be right in the middle of the doctor appointment then, because the doctor appointment's at like 11. So yeah, I won't make it. Maybe next time.
Yeah, too bad.
If you want to come on mine on Sunday, then, anytime. You can help me wire this up.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to have Octopus Ears help me. You know that Octopus Ears. There he is. He was sleeping in.
There is.
Little party animal, you. What's up, dude? But yeah, we played some golf Friday, and we had a good time. We were going to hook up, maybe try to wire up this cabinet, but I didn't even have the wiring, and we played golf instead, and then we hung out afterwards and had dinner and stuff with my wife and had a good time. Thanks, Metal Hippie. Yeah, hit that like, comment in the comment section, share the videos, subscribe, and all that. All you guys are already doing that, I'm sure. But yeah, do it at Martin's channel, because he's got some cool stuff. What do you got coming up Thursday?
We are planning the live stream on Thursday. and the week after, I'm not quite sure. Lucas told me he filmed something today.
Cool.
Maybe I did the Esquire wiring yesterday night, so that one is finished pretty much as well. Now I'm building a turntable from Lego. I'm not sure where
Oh
I'm
wow!
having it.
You guys did build the Fender guitar and the amp, right? I think I saw that.
Yeah, Lucas did it.
Yeah. Lucas did.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Those things are
it's with the-
expensive.
yeah, those are expensive. And with the motor, I'm making such a small turntable where I can place the wiring there and turn it and film it like this. So yeah, that will be my project for today, my mod project.
That sounds like fun. Yeah, I'm still in the find time to build the studio room here. I had to move everything out of my storage that I rented for work, and so I had to put it all into the van in my car. So now the Franken van is full of stuff. My car is full of stuff, and then I gotta clear stuff out of other storages that I have around here to make room for that some of that stuff. But half of it I'm gonna throw away. So I'll be busy all day doing that. Hopefully later in the evening I'll have some time in here. But Blackjack says you should find out if you want to wire it series or parallel. So that's the big question.
Yeah.
So with a switch, I could do both, can't I? But I don't know if I want to run it with a switch. So some people have a switch that they could switch it, so they can be full on, 4x12 at once, everything going at once, mono, and then switch it to stereo, and then I can go half, one way, half the other way. And did you see the picture that I showed of Friedman's wired cabinet? Did you see that earlier?
Yeah.
So I thought he did it in a cross pattern, but actually he doesn't. So from what I saw, at least in this cabinet,
it looks like he has two parallel and two strands parallel, and those two are in series.
Right. So he's got a vintage 30 and a greenback in series, and then the other in series, and then they go together into one mono input.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
And he doesn't have them quick connected or whatever. He's got them soldered. So what I bought.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know. I bought this stuff yesterday.
Oh, crimping.
I had a crimping tool,
yeah.
but I bought a new one, so I have a fresh one. Some 16 gauge wire. I didn't go 18. I went 16. Some black and some red, so we got the two different polarities, right?
That's great, yeah.
And then I bought these quick connects, but I can pull the plastic off and solder to them as well, right? And I'm hoping that's the right size so that it slips right over. It looks to me like it is the right size for these speakers.
Should work, yeah.
Connects. And if I want to, I can solder them so I have a nice, flow of electrons.
Yeah.
You were getting heavy into the physics earlier. But so we already ended the show kind of, but here you are. And we can end the show and then we can chat if you want to just chat off show.
That's fine for me.
Let's do that. Do you guys want to see Martin chatting with me, or do you want us to leave so you can have the rest of your day? Metalhead Hippie says he's good. I don't know what that means. I think he feels good. So like what Blackjack's asking here, do I want to wire it series or parallel? I think what I want to do is I want to wire them so that each pair, a vintage and a greenback, just like how he has it, how Dave has it, in series, into a jack that I can then switch from parallel to series, right? And then I can separate out the two sides by having them parallel, and then I can go left-right, and I can actually mic them left-right. And I can mic, the two greenbacks. I can mic the two vintage 30s. I can choose the mics, which ones I want, hotter or not. You can really get a little cuckoo with doing all this stuff. Or I can just be smart and use my captor and my cab and get rid of all my cabs and not mess with this. But what would that be? That wouldn't be fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
Right?
The thing is, when you're mixing two speakers in parallel, you might have a different load on each speaker.
Yeah, I have
in
to
that
make sure
case.
that the
So
ohmage is set correctly on the amp when I hit that switch.
that as well, but also they might draw different currents at different frequencies.
That's
this
the
might
whole
also-
point of having those two different speakers, because they're very similar to each other, but different enough. And the mix of the two sounds is like supposedly a really killer sound. It's like the Dave Friedman secret that's now no longer a secret. But what I heard people will do an XY pattern. They'll have a greenback in a vintage and a vintage and a greenback, so that it's cross pattern, and that gets a nice blend.
But it does not necessarily mean that they are wired up this way.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm speaking straight from a wiring point.
Yeah, because you could wire them differently. Absolutely, yeah. And this is the fun about, like, now I'm starting to learn the complexities of not just, getting the right ohms to the speaker cabs you're running so you don't blow your transformer. That's the basic number one thing you got to know, which I still don't really 100% understand. All I do understand is that if you're running your speakers at 8 ohms, you got to be running your amp at 8 ohms. So if you've got two 8 ohm speakers going in series, now you have 16 ohms, and you got to switch to 16.
And when you put it in parallel, you
back to 8.
Half.
Yeah,
are back to 8 when you're parallel to 16s.
Mm-hmm.
If you're parallel to 8s, you're at 4.
Right. And what I've heard from some is that's going to put a different, load on the transformer. And it'll sound a little bit different too. So some people like the 16 ohm sound because that's when the transformer is really working and is really burning, and you get more sonic frequency. There's more richness to the sonic frequency at 16 ohms, and that's why people do it that way in 4x, because that's where you really get that bitchin' killer sound. So that's going to be fun to experiment with.
I'm fine with my 2x12 with greenbacks where I have two 16s in parallel.
Yeah, I've got the two 16s in parallel in the orange here, but I've got the V30s.
Yeah.
That's what I'm running that 5150 through right now. So, yeah. Not like I don't have enough stuff to do. I'm adding another thing. And then on top of that, if you guys want to see, let me put my coffee cup down so I don't knock it over. You're not going to be able to see it too well, but it's over here. So there's my Vi head sitting on top of the cab. Got a bunch of stuff, boxes here. Got boxes of stuff everywhere. I'll close this. Put that there. Put this here. All right. Pedal bags. But there's that cabinet. It's a weird cabinet because notice it's a slant cab, but with a square enclosure. And I don't even know, what brand made that. Octopus Ears did tell me at one point he figured out what brand it was, or he remembers what brand that is. But I don't even know how that's going to affect the sound because, obviously you're having this in the way of some of that upper cones coming out. But you've seen that thing that Henning uses. What is that thing called? Those plastic things that kind of come out in front of the amp and they kind of disperse the sound evenly throughout the room. That would be cool to have too.
Don't remember the name here, but Joe Bonamassa uses them as well.
Right, and there are other brands out now that have copied that, obviously, but they're expensive because they're made of that airplane quality, plexi kind of material.
Yeah.
So cool stuff. And
it takes up quite some space as well.
Yeah, it does do that as well. And if you're miking up a cab, what's interesting about that is that how do you get the mic to the speaker? Maybe like the Sennheisers that I have, the whatever's the E109s or whatever. I forget the number of those. Anyway, the ones I use, they're those square things you just drop over the top of the amp cab. So I bought 3 of those, and I have 3 Sennheiser Shure 57 SM57s. So I'm going to do that combo. Langer. So the brand of the cabinet is Langer, and it's solid. I mean, it's thick. I mean, this isn't like, let me show you guys this. So this right here the lip doesn't go over here and then go in. It's literally that, like about a 1 1/4 inch thickness. So, this is some heavy duty, solid. And as a matter of fact, I notice now that the shelf over here doesn't go straight. It actually angles down a little bit here too.
Okay.
So I got to look up something about these Langer cabinets. Langner sounds British
Or
maybe
German.
Scottish. Could be. Is that German? It could be German too. Well, British and German. Yeah. Langner.
Maybe.
Well, they're the British are half German anyway, right? So you had the Saxons, right?
Yeah.
And then you had the what do they call the German ones? The Saxons were the ones that came from like the Viking areas or wherever. I don't know where the people all came from, but they came from somewhere. But yeah, that's my Normans. The Normans and the Saxons. So the Normans were the more Germanic, and the Saxons were the more kind of northern, kind of like from the Finnish regions and Sweden and the Viking types. Right? I think. Anyway, yeah, so so what else? Do you want to talk some more? What else do you got going on?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to ask if you need help with the wiring of the cab.
You have some diagrams, send them my way. JJ, I think, he already sent me something, but I got to figure out how to do it stereo. He sent me a picture of something on Reverb. I can buy, connector. But I think the back of this thing does have, so I got to take this apart. I got to clean it, and I got to re-Tolex it, as a matter of fact. The other end, the Tolex is coming off. So I'm going to look into, getting some material to do that too. And I might go, something fun. Instead of black, I might do it with this, ivory white color. Or I might do something totally off the wall, like purple.
Yeah.
So, in homage to the Henning in my 7-string Cort guitar I got from our good buddy Jack the Rabbit, who I got to get back into the studio here sometime too. But I bought that Cort from him, that one right behind my right shoulder to your left.
Yeah, when I let my JTM get built, I also had the choice with several freaky colors with the Tolex, but yeah, I went with the classic black.
Yeah, it's the classic black is cool, but that's what everyone has, and I like to be contrarian. I like to push against the grain. You know what I really like is that I really would love if I were to buy a Friedman head, if I had the kind of money for one of his, I'd buy the Jakey Lee one. That thing's badass. Of course the Steve Stevens one is pretty cool too, but I'd want both of those. And if he ever built a Randy Rhoads head, like copy of, or like a higher quality, better version of that Marshall White Anniversary Marshall Super Lead that he used back in the 70s and into the, I guess that was like a 70s era Marshall, right? I know that
I'm not quite sure.
I think no, you know what? No, I'm wrong about that. I think those were JCM 800s in the 80s. Those were new, right? That's part of the reason why his sound was so, ice picky in those recordings, because I don't know what they had in the studio when they first did those recordings, but it didn't sound like that live. When I saw him live, it sounded full and round and glorious. It was beautiful. Yeah. But yeah, Langner. So Langner speaker cab. Supposedly Baltic plywood, so we'll see. Maximus, are you hungry? You're trying to eat my face. Anyway. But yeah, so yeah, it's real cold in in Alaska right now. We're mellowhead hippies at -11. But that's in Fahrenheit. That was in Celsius. We'd be, that's in F.
Well,
It's not that bad up there. I think that's normal for Alaska.
-11 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, Stephen
in
Franklin. Did you
Celsius.
see Rhodes? I saw him for the Diary tour, right, like a month or so before he died, because I saw him.
Well-
It was at dead of winter, probably early February or late January. I can't remember when, but we saw him at the CEU Event Center in Boulder, Colorado. We drove all the way from, I didn't even have a license yet. We went with a friend who's like chaperoned us up there. And there was a massive blizzard snowstorm, so which was kind of funny, Blizzard of Oz, right? But it was for the next record, the Diary of the Madman tour. And there was such a big blizzard that their trucks with a lot of their set, like they had that big like castle-like set, that didn't make it. They made it with their buses and some of the equipment they were able to set up, and they were trying to set things up, and there was no opening band or anything, so it was just them. And they were running so late that they were offering people, refund on their tickets, or option to get a ticket to a later show, a future show. And some people left, and then he passed away in that tragic, airplane accident only a month or so later. I always kind of, that's probably one of the things that affected me, believe it or not, when it came to wanting to join the music industry, as like put it all in at that age, just go to LA and just try to make it, or wherever, Seattle, in the 90s, and just try to make it, because I saw that the lifestyle, the rock and roll lifestyle, the rock stars were either taking advantage of producers and production companies and record companies, or they were around so much negativity with all the drugs and all the fast lifestyle. And I kind of got that out of my system in high school. I partied, I had a great time in high school and whatnot, and had I was done. By the time I was 18, 19 years old, I was more chilling, surfing with some buddies a little bit. I didn't surf very well, but I just liked to go to the beach and hang out and surf a little bit, or body surf more, or like surf waveboard, or whatever you want to call it, boogie boarding, and just hang out and play music and just chill. But I didn't really see much of a future, at least a happy future, in the music industry at that time. I didn't really want to be like on the road and living on the road and have that kind of life, even though I love music and I wanted to do something with music. I had dreams of doing music for movies or something like that, soundtracks, and maybe games or something. Back then it was like just starting off, all that stuff, but I got talked out of it by family. So a lot of us probably know that. We all know what that's like. And it's always been like an empty hole in my life. I've never gotten to be able to fully express myself into the world, the true me, So hence this madness. Right, Martin? You probably know.
Sorry, my son just came by.
Okay. That's okay. So yeah, the the whole Randy Rhoads dying thing, really scared me about the industry. There's just so much kind of like craziness in the rock and roll lifestyle world that you heard about all the bands, everyone going through all this trouble all the time, and I just didn't want to live that life. So I kind of got turned off by that, and that's why I kind of walked away from the whole heavy metal rock and roll kind of scene in the late 80s. By that time, by the early 90s, I was like I wanted to do rock music or pop rock music of some kind or something like that. With a buddy of mine, we were doing it, but I always wanted to like produce music, in some way, like on a different level, like movies or soundtracks or TV or whatever. And who knew there would be like a million channels of all this stuff, all these channels of shows and all these games. And there's so much opportunity for musicians out there really now, more than ever before. But then there's like 9 billion of us now too on the planet, so there's a lot more people.
That's something many people did not get until the last few years, that computer games are really a big thing with art. When you're
Huge.
looking, huge art, if you're looking at all the artwork that goes into the music in it, then all the models and the textures,
Yeah.
the whole building,
background,
the
it's
background,
fascinating.
then you're having storytelling like in a movie or, yeah,
Yeah, what's that stuff called? Like people are selling an electronic piece of art, NFPs or something like what is it called?
NFT,
NFTs.
NFTs, right? Yeah.
People are buying like these things that are electronic, it's fascinating that people would actually spend money on something like that.
I think I'm not too big of a fan of all these crypto things because
Right.
it just takes so much energy for. Yeah, I know the intention on many of these things are good because, for example, you want to track something and be sure that you get something original in the end,
Mhm.
or yeah, tracking medicine for something like this, it makes sense. But in the end, it's just a big financial market where there's money laundering and
A lot of
yeah,
that.
a
Yeah.
lot of that
The
and a
the good
lot
side
of
of it is
energy wasted
also,
for
yeah.
nothing.
The other side of it that I think is positive is that it's causing this leveling out of the banking powers around the world. You've got people that, because of what country they might live in or where they're at, might not have the same opportunity, to invest or to be involved in money somehow. They can now be involved in it. So yeah, the scene sounded amazing, and we all know the Mancudas of the world wish it had never ended. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing, and that's why Deja Voodoo. I got that out of my system. I never got into anything heavy. I smoked, plenty of, the green stuff, but I tried a couple other things here and there out of experimentation. Of course, it wasn't for me. Um, I didn't need to be more hyper in any way, shape, or form than I already am, and I already have a positive outlook on life and everything. So I don't need some drug to make me feel that way. If anything, the Urbis Maximus kind of chilled me out a little bit, which was probably not a bad thing, but I probably did too much of that. If we were able to study these things and use them in a more medicinal way from early points on, it would have probably benefited society much more, as we're finding now. There's a great benefit to a lot of these, what we call narcotics. There's substances. People use alcohol and abuse alcohol and other things that are legal that are much more devastating and damaging than a lot of this stuff is. And I've tried ayahuasca. I've done that down in the jungle, and that was a fantastic experience. A lot of people who do those kinds of things find groundbreaking, you know, music straightens you out, Stephen Franklin. That's, to me, Music Therapy Laz, the channel's name. I mean, I studied some psychology. I'd like to finish that degree and eventually, have a PhD in that, based off of some of my philosophy about psychology and music and how music affects our minds, and not just our minds when it comes to emotionally and whatnot, psychologically, but also how it helps our mind and helps us expand our ability to understand other things. Some of the greatest minds of our time were also musical. He wants in on the
he's
conversation.
he's not happy about something.
No, it's when I talk too much, he gets overly excited about it. But yeah, that, I think, music is an expression that we're only now just starting to scratch the surface of how it affects our minds and frequency. Everything is frequency. If we understand physics in its true form, it's all frequency. You should show Max. I should show Maximus to her, right? Well, hold on. Here's Maximus.
Here's my daughter.
Hi.
She's on the way to bed.
Oh, I
Förstår
know.
vinkel?
It's late there, huh?
Yeah.
How do you say good night?
She can't hear you. Gute Nacht.
Okay. Good night. Good night.
Say so good night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good night. Those are the best
Up
of
in spin.
times.
Yeah. So,
What did Rax Effect say? Schlaf gut.
schlaf gut. Yeah.
Schlaf gut. Like go to sleep.
Schlaf gut. Yeah, it's
Schlaf gut. Sleep well.
gute
I'm
Nacht.
guessing, right?
Schlaf gut is sleep. Yeah.
Well. Yeah. I figured it out. You see. Well, German and English, you can kind of find the similarities there. Yeah. So yeah, I should probably go, but yeah, I wish I could be on Thursday, but maybe the following week. I don't think there's a doctor appointment the following week.
The following week we'll not have a live stream, but we'll just contact you when we're going to have the next one, because as you maybe know, Lucas is expecting his second baby, and
Exciting
that
times.
should be in 2 weeks, just
Oh,
at
wow.
that time.
Okay.
So we've put the live stream 1 week further, and yeah, we'll see.
That makes sense. As long as everything comes out all right, timing wise.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the most important thing.
congratulations to him ahead of time. Hopefully it all goes well, and yeah, if you want to come on, or if you guys want to come on next Sunday, let me know. I know there were a couple mentions by some other people in the community that wanted to come on as well. Like Janice wants to do a latency jam. So, and I want to reach out to some of the other community YouTuber guys too, like Sean Pierce Johnson and JJ and Van and stuff, because we're planning, a NAM get together. And of course, maybe if Mike's up for it one time, CGS Mike, he just did the British, the British Boutique Guitar Festival, finished today. Really cool stuff. Henning was there, if you saw some of that.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, go check it out. CGS and British Boutique Guitar Festival. Henning was there helping out. I think you call it help. Of course, I kid. And they do it twice a year. So they do it in the winter and they do it in the summer, kind of like NAM. Summer and winter and NAM, they do a thing in the middle of the summer. And I'm hoping that I can make it out and help out with the summertime one in England this next summer around. If I can't, I'm going to try. And I'm going to see if I can get into the Gear Street thing with Henning. He openly invited me years ago to come switch bitch for him, if you know what that is. But lately he's, because of something happening around the world, it hasn't been easy for us Americans to visit him. But I plan to visit family and my daughter in Hungary anyway. So as you know, I've got a car there. I can just drive to Germany if I want to and visit him. I can visit you. I pick you up and we can go there, hang out. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Something.
That would be something.
Yeah, I've reduced work, so I have almost twice the free time now.
That's great. So in the late summer, it's a possibility that can happen, right? Deja Voodoo. And then of course I've got my NAM plans. So JJ might hook me up with some tickets to NAM. If he can't get me in, I'll just crash NAM again, like I did last time, and just go anyway. It's not going to be as exciting this year anyhow. So they're probably going to be, happy to have more YouTubers there instead of the opposite attitude previous years, because it got a little crazy. But the bottom line is Gibson and Fender aren't going. That means Kramer's not going. That Epiphone's not going. That means Jackson's not going. That means who's going to be there? Maybe Ibanez. I don't know if they're going. Who's going? Is Godin going? Is any or any of the big names going? Kiesel. I don't know.
But there I would have the tendency to go to the things that I would not get in your typical guitar center. So
that's what's nice to see, like the Duesenbergs.
Duesenbergs is big over here.
Yeah.
Maybach and Duesenberg, I can watch them.
Great. But over there, that's what I got. I got to see.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. And for me, it would be something else again.
Yeah. So the NAM thing is kind of like to see some of these things, and of course, the effects are cool, like G.A.S. and Matthew Effects and Earthquaker devices. But a lot of these companies do their stuff through boutique amp distributions, and they're not going to be there because of their fire that they had at the warehouse. So Friedman's not going to be there. Synergy's not going to be there. I mean, all the stuff that I'm outside of Boss is probably going to be there because they do they have a huge thing, so it'll be interesting to see what's going to be there. Maybe there'll be some more boutique, but see, if there aren't going to be as many eyes on the products, then even smaller builders aren't going to want to spend the money to go there just to be in front of a smaller crowd of people. And it's in the summer, so touring is back. The rock stars aren't on winter break, and they're going to be not as many available, and it's going to be hot. And on top of that, it's going to be right in the middle of summer, which is, school just comes out right at that time. That's the first week of school out, and Disneyland's right there. And you know what's going to be happening there. There's not going to be any hotels are probably already booked. Good luck finding a place. I'm going to be sleeping at JJ, so I don't care. I'm good. I'm set.
Yeah.
So I don't have to get a hotel this time if I go. But what might happen is if the Rev comes down from 5150, Kurt 5150, Kurt with a K, 5150, the Reverend, comes down from Washington to here, and then he flies here, and then we drive down in the Franken van and do our Van Halen tour of this, SoCal. Do the whole Van Halen thing down here with the Franken van. That's the idea. And the smallers can't afford it, Rex Effects. That's right. But maybe they'll get smart and they'll try to expand, for and cheapen the price. But I think they're going to try to do more of it outside anyway because of what's going on. So they're probably definitely not going to have the basement happening. That would be a big mistake. But either way, yeah, JJ, dude, James, it's going to be so cool. I'll bring my Friedman down, this baby, just so we can play it, because I want you to be able to play this thing. This thing's sick. It's so fun. I love that surf green color, man. It's so cool. It's such a fun guitar. It's just such a great feeling. And it feels a lot like your Schecter, man. It reminds me of your Schecter. It's got a bigger, kind of more like that kind of a neck. You know what I mean? A little bit rounder. I don't know how to describe necks properly, but it's a compound radius neck, and it feels great. Similar to the EVH, actually, the Frankie Relic, very similar to that. So it's going to be a blast this summer. All the things I have planned to do, and especially the studio, getting this all finished up, super exciting. So I'm putting up some ceiling tile stuff so I can kind of control a little bit the sound from the noisy neighbors above. These people. Ow.
Yeah,
Ow.
I know that very well. Yeah, I have a basement room I need to finish up as well, where I can have then some smaller kind of workshop, and maybe even a little studio as well.
What's the matter, Maximus? Kisses.
My wife won't allow me to do the guitar kits and in the living room anymore. So,
well,
and I still have two to
go. You gotta
go.
get a shed.
Yeah, it's
build a shed at the back somewhere. If you have a place where you can build a shed, if I could build a shed, I'd build a shed. I've got that little room upstairs. I'm going to build a.
As mentioned, I have a small basement room.
There you go.
But I have to finish that one up so I can work on that.
Maximus.
Not much missing anymore.
Maximus. Oh, that's guacamole that got on my. I thought it was Maximus poop. Anyway, I haven't even had my breakfast yet. I don't know if you saw that.
I just had my dinner during your show.
Tamale with some bread, some salsa, and guacamole. Spicy, what Johnny Beane would call jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
Yeah, jalapenos. That's a joke, of course. Oh, did I say Schecter? Yeah, I meant Charvel. Did I say Schecter?
Yeah, I think you said Schecter.
Yeah, I meant Charvel. Your Road Flare pink Charvel. That thing's badass. That thing is super cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, there will be less people, so maybe more content creators like us can get a little more, quiet time. I found out that Sunday morning was a good time to go and check out stuff. I went early to the Fender booth and was able to check out the Acoustasonic Telly that first came out that year in 2019 when I got in. I didn't get in 2020, but that's where I met John Mancuda and Johnny Beane, Ben Coombs and JJ and all these guys over at the round table at the restaurant with John Mancuda. But really, really fun stuff. But I can't imagine Fender not being there and Gibson not being there. A lot of other guitar amp distributions not being there. I mean, that's the heart of it in some ways, but it's okay. There'll be some cool stuff there. I was really impressed with what I saw at the Godin booth. They had some really nice guitars. I really like some of the Godins. And of course, Music Man, and I mean, there was just, Vola guitars was there. Maybe Ola will be there with his Solar guitars. That would be cool. Love to check that guy out.
Stay safe, Rex.
Yeah. Take off, eh? No, I'm kidding. Facts effects, rock on, dude. Have a fun Sunday, whatever you're doing. Or if you're in England, I think you're going to bed too. So yeah, stay safe, mask up, get the shot if you can, and let's stop this thing. Let's end this thing. Anyway, yeah, they're not going.
Have a good one.
Yeah, Fender's not going this year, and who knows? What the future of NAMM's going to be. Harley Benton will probably be there. Yeah. Like Duesenberg was there last time. Maybach. Who else was there?
Rex FX is very close to me.
Oh, it's Switzerland. Oh, okay. I thought you were in England. Switzerland, right on, dude. Rax FX, I think, was one of the first people to send me a birthday gift through YouTube by sending me Sweetwater, $50 Sweetwater gift card, an online gift card.
He also sent Craner the pickups for his tele.
Super cool, dude. Rax FX, Brock. And I think I bought, what did I buy with that money? I think I bought another Unitune or something like that. Headstock tuner. Because someone stole mine at the last jam that I went to before. But yeah. I got all these presents to send out. I don't know if you want to show you guys this stack. This is right there. Everything there is, I've got to package up, get it together. Oops. How does this go on here? Get it together and send it out to everybody.
Speaking of Christmas presents, have you tried the string stretcher yet?
No. I don't even know where it is, to be honest with you. You want to see the room? I'll show you guys the room. Okay, here you go. I mean, I've put pictures of it up on Instagram. It's ludicrous. I don't know if I can do this without. Hold on, look at this. Maximus is on my hand at the same time. All right, here we go. All right, so here's my it's my closet where I have a bunch of pedals and shoes on top of pedals, and my clothes. So I've got to move this thing out of this corner because I want to put that drum set in this corner. I've got my producer's desk here that I got to scooch over that way a little bit. In that corner, we have the other tower that used to be connected to this tower with those shelves that I had my keyboard on. That's sitting right here right now. Okay, and I got my other keyboard sitting over there somewhere hidden. Oh, no, it's over there. I got to keep this couch here because this is a fold-out bed, so if we have guests, they can sleep on there, that couch. But, everything's just stacked up all over the place here. It's just a nightmare right now, a nightmare of a place. And I couldn't get it done while my sweetie was out of town in Peru. Just too much going on. So I've got these amps here. I've got this amp in front of those amps. Everything's all out of order. So it's one big tornado of gear. But yeah, slowly but surely I'm getting to it a little bit at a time. And getting everything out of storage was a big part of it, because reorganizing the storage is the first step, because I can then move some of this stuff up there in the meantime while I'm reorganizing, because I need to get the ceiling tile things up here, and I need space to be able to get the ladder in here to get up and do that. So I actually bought, I don't know if you can see that box right there, that vertical box.
I see the box, yeah.
That's these like poles that you can use to hold up plastic or something to create like a little plastic room. Well, those will hold the, it's not sheetrock or anything like that. It's like foam, 4 foot by 8 foot foam things that I'm going to screw to the ceiling, and then I'm going to put these acoustic panels onto that, glue it onto that. So all this stuff takes time. And before I can get that going, I got to reorganize the storage so I can get stuff in there. And then once I have this all done, the storage upstairs, I have 2 of them. One has a window, and I'm going to use that as my Guitar Mod Squad room, where I can do all the soldering and all that kind of stuff on guitars and stuff like that, and smaller amps. I'm not going to be able to take a 4x up there. It's way heavy to get it up the stairs. But yeah, these are wonderful plans. Like my wife says, oh, you have great plans and ideas, but getting the time to do this stuff is it's hard. And you can't do it in the middle of the night because it's too noisy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I have the same problem. I have this basement room that I've been talking about now for 3 or 4 years,
right.
And then COVID hit, and I couldn't. The only thing that's missing is it is I think 7 meters by 3 meters, something like this. So that's multiplied by 3, then you're about with feet. And yeah, I want to have one workbench over the whole side of the 7 meters. That's 21 feet, something like this.
Well, you know that I have some skills when it comes to building and stuff, home remodeling and all that. So when I come out and visit, if we have a day or some time, we might be able to I can maybe help you out with that. That would be cool to do.
The only real problem is lifting 21 feet of this thick plate up to place it there. That's not something you do alone, and during COVID, getting someone was...
That's why this never happened. During the period that she was in Peru, I couldn't get the help in here because she didn't want me to have anyone in here before I traveled to Peru to be with her mom and stuff, because the risk.
Makes sense.
So I couldn't do it. I was trying to come up with a way to do it myself, and it's impossible. You know how it is. You got 3-4 guys doing a job, they can get it done in half a day. If it's one guy, that's 2 or 3 days of work or more, and it's hard to find that time.
Yeah, or it's simply impossible because you're not lifting this plate alone. It's just not possible.
How heavy is it?
I don't know. I know that's certainly heavier than I am.
So we're talking about a 4-man job then, because you need some people to hold it, get it up into position with some kind of poles that then.
No, it should be a 2-man job because I have this steel triangles that I'm bolting to the wall, and on those you just need to place it on top.
Slip it in there. And gotcha.
Yeah, that's cool. Put it on top and screw it on, and then it should be fine. So yeah, but still, you're not lifting it alone, and I'm also not lifting it with my wife. So 2 or 3 man job. Yeah.
Well, we got the octopus ear story here. So that's the story. I didn't want to give away your story because that's your story to tell, octopus ears. So here we go. That's the story. Yeah, heavy enough to ruin your back. Deja Vu is right. So what I have
Yeah.
going up on the ceiling here is just like almost an inch and a half, almost 2 inch foam. That's the kind of siding that you put on the outside of a like a residential home or commercial
Yeah.
building that you then, nail or screw some other, like, chicken wire to it, and then you put the stucco, if you know what that is, like that, concrete kind of liquid concrete stuff you put on the outside, and then you paint that. Here I'm going to put the foam up on the ceiling, and then if you guys want to see, on top of that, I'm going to stick these tiles. So let me grab one of the tiles. I can do this without knocking over something and pulling the laptop off of the table there and breaking everything. So got these. They're going to go up,
Yeah.
and so this is just going to make it so it looks nicer and has a little bit of diffusion. And then, of course, I've got these that I think some of you saw. I bought the 50 pack of these for like 50, 60 something dollars, I think. So I got these from, they're relatively thin, but if I want to put them in water and expand them, these are the Donner ones. And then I can make, like, put it on a piece of cardboard or whatever, glue these on that, and then stick that up onto the ceiling in spots, and then also on walls and places. I can create a bass trap with some other material and put this on it as well, just so that I can get, the sound in this room a little better. It's not going to be perfect because it's too small of a room to make it really a good recording studio, but at least that way when I'm miking amps and miking some stuff, I'm having some people in here, sometimes we'll put some stuff together. It won't sound terrible like it does right now. Yeah. Yeah, the fourth guy, Robo Roadie, you've done this before. The gopher. Gotta have a gopher. So two can
Yeah,
do the
but
work of
that's
three, where three can do the work of four, but four can do the work of three, and you got one guy who's the gopher that you send for stuff.
yeah, but that one is when you're four, the most important one
Yeah,
because it helps out a lot.
absolutely. Yeah. So Johnny Beane's at the cafe now. Hey, you can use the same link if you want to come back in. This is what happens. See, I should be working on this room, but here I am chatting with you guys. But it's worth it. It motivates me, to get this done. And yeah, but it takes some of the daylight out of it. But like I said, I've taken some time away from work to get all this done. Hence some of the relationship issue going on right now. But anyway, this is a life dream that I want to make it happen. And, not at all costs, but it's important. Yeah, Leo, right? Stop procrastinating. Exactly. Now I'm playing GTA, but I could be, once I have this room all soundproof the way I have planned. I've got all the material together now, pretty much. So that's the big step. Now it's just a matter of getting some help or just doing a little bit at a time, right? But once I have this soundproofed enough, she could be in the bedroom there, and I could be in here playing with headphones on, and it's not going to disturb her at all. And that is the ultimate plan, right, Martin?
Yeah, and I need that place as well to finish those two guitars.
Yeah, and then also to play down there, and you can have your kids down there doing music. You can have the Martin what was that band? What was that group from Austria? The hills are alive with the sound of music. That Disney thing.
That,
That Austrian family that went around and this is in the
but
50s.
this thing, we Austrians get talked to about this a lot, but in Austria it's not popular at all.
I know.
It's
It's like California. When I moved to Colorado,
the sound of music. The sound of music, right?
Yeah. When I moved to Colorado when I was 13 and a half, I remember when we got there and we were going to Cherry Creek High School, and it was like, a rich area where we were living. And everyone was like, oh, dude, how's California? All them beach parties and this and that. I'm like, dude, I've never been to a beach party. I mean, I've been to the beach a few times, but you know, I didn't grow up on the beach. California's not one big beach.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Sean Hockey, man, what's up?
yeah. When I've been working in India, yeah, every second Indian when they ask me where are you coming from, Austria. Oh, the sound of music, sound of
Yeah,
music, and
yeah.
what's with
Hasselhoff.
it?
Hasselhoff. Have you met Hasselhoff? You must have met Hasselhoff. It's a small country. It's like, oh my god. Yeah. Hey now, Tim Thomas, what's happening? Yeah, but that's the funny thing, And like in Hungary too, everything's about like, the gypsy thing or goulash or paprikash, but there's so much more to our culture as well. Yeah. So, but that's just because people pick up what they can. I found it fascinating. Have you ever heard about like one of the biggest, most popular shows a while ago was the Hogan's Hero show in Germany? It became hugely popular, which I found fascinating. But that's one way, I guess, to digest all of what happened there. There was a lot of that in Hungary too. Bad
Yeah,
things.
it's interesting how things get somehow popular outside of your own country,
Yeah,
from where you don't have this popularity and this much.
yeah. Well, America is known as like the place where the American dream. You can make your dreams come true. People come here and they think that the ground is paved in gold, and then they find out, oh shit, I got to work hard. Like, you know why? Because Americans, they don't take vacations. Some of them work through their 2-week vacation. They have their laptop with them on the beach. They're still working. The what they call in Hungarian the mokuskerek, or the hamster wheel. You're always
Yeah,
on the wheel. Just you can't stop. You're just always on the wheel. And Americans are crazy hardworking people. Not all of them are well off. There's a lot of poverty here too. You know. So.
yeah,
Yeah, but it is the land of dreams in some ways because it was the first really, I guess, popular, or, I guess you could say, effective democratic government in the world that, has been lasting for the last couple hundred years with its swings of, you know, authoritarianism here and there and other things, imperialism in its own weird form, right? So there's a lot. The history of the Native Americans here is a tragic history, and Johnny's actually got a little of that in him, so he's Native. It's a secret. Shh, I didn't tell you that. No, actually, I think he posted something about it in his last show. He did mention something about it in his last show, so that's cool. I mean, you should be proud of your heritage. Because like my wife's heritage being Peruvian, there's a very interesting culture and history there with the Incas and the Spanish, I guess conquest of South America and even the West Coast here. Everything is San Francisco or Santa Clara or San Diego or San something because it's all named after some saint. Livermore is
yeah,
not. It's named after some person. Livermore. But it's a post Spanish rule here, right? So yeah, Sean Hockey, no wiring happening today, but it was more like reaching out to the community to help me with ideas of how to wire it. As you can see, the speakers are here, and I'm gonna get our buddy here, Octopus Ears, out here in a week or so when he has another chance to come down from Sacramento. By that time, I'll have that cab cleaned up and perhaps ready, because I might re-Tolex it as well, have it all cleaned up and ready for him and I to wire it up properly. But at least we know what brand cabinet it is. It's a Langner, Langner, Langner cabinet. What are you doing, Maximus? Were you chewing apart my biodynamics? Little monster. I don't know if you can see that. No, he stopped. Anyway, so yeah, from an Aussie perspective, the American dream does sound a bit intense and is statistically harder to achieve now. And this, oh, hell yeah, dude. That's why I'm living in an apartment. I'm managing an apartment building, and that's the way I'm able to pull all this off. Otherwise, I wouldn't have none of this. No way. Yeah, no way. Before I moved here, I had one guitar, and I had that one little amp. Oops, bumping that. I had that jazz chorus down here. That's all I had. Not even a real amp. Oops. Did I just end the stream by accident? Hopefully not. No. I don't know if you guys can see it. But right there, my JC90 Roland amplifier. I remember one of my buddies who's like a real guitar player. He's all like, he has like he's got a, what do they call it? The Fender Deluxe Reverb, Deluxe Reverb. He's all like, dude, you should get a tube amp. So yeah, I got a tube amp. I bought the Black Star, and then I bought the Vox AC30 CC2. And what else did I buy? Then I bought the Steve Vai head. Then I bought the Orange Cab. And then I bought the 5150. And that was the succession over the years. And then the guitars all just, slowly. The first one was this one, that Blacktop Strat alternate reality series or whatever. 2014 model. I think I bought it in 2016. What was the next one? Can't remember. Oh no, that's right. It's not here right now. The next one I bought was the red Gretsch guitar that I gave to my cousin, and instead in place of it, I bought that orange one. And then I think I bought the Schecter. Then I bought the V. Then I won the Telecaster. Then I won and bought the number 9 Henning model. Then I bought this Court 7-string. Then I bought that D'Angelico. And then I bought, I think maybe before the D'Angelico came this, my 60th anniversary that I changed up a little bit, modded some different aesthetic parts. Then I bought, let's see, yeah, I think at that point, then I bought this Friedman that I just love. It's just so freaking great. Notice it is plugged in because I play it. It's the one I play the most nowadays. I go on and off with this one in the Sonic Blue Blacktop Strat and sometimes the V, but now I'm also playing the Les Paul. That's the last one I bought. No, that's not true. I bought the Les Paul and then I bought the Satriani model that I got used at a crazy killer great price. Wow, apparently there were only 8 ever made. He was an amp builder. His preamp is super rare as well. Awesome cab last top tier. Sweet. Yeah, I think it had a set of greenbacks in it, and they're upstairs and they were blown. 2 of them or 3 of them were blown. There's still one inside the cab. Might still be good, but there's like 3 blown amps, so that's kind of cool to know. I'm gonna look into that too. Oh, you rode in the back of a cop car with Robert Livermore once. Okay, yeah. Yeah, actually, they still have that old 50s cop car or 40s era, or 30s or 40s era cop car they roll out during the parades around here when they have like the rodeo and all that stuff over roadie. So, yeah, they do some cool stuff.
See, Deja Voodoo, I have pretty much that approach of 5-watt world from the beginning. If there's not something giving me something new, even though I'm longing for it, I'm not going to buy it.
You know what? I'm actually gonna start a YouTube probably, I guess, what would you call it, a series on paring down all this because it got me into trouble. If you guys don't know that part of the story, I'm in trouble with my sweetie right now. In big trouble. And a lot of it has to do with buying all this gear instead of actually making music. And, she's right about that. But it's also being a little bit on the, shenanigans side of the way I approached the purchasing. I think Lucas and Martin might understand it. And I think they've handled it better. Their wives know about all their purchases, I'm sure. Otherwise, happy wife, happy life with children and all that. You don't want to wreck that because of gear. But while she was away in Peru and I had too much money in my pocket and never had that much money in my pocket all at once, I went a little nutty. And part of my rationalization was that, well, I can always sell the gear I bought for as much as I paid for it or more. Like, for example, the Satch guitar I bought for $700. Can easily get a couple grand for that thing. It's in perfect condition. Just needs a little setup work. And the thing is immaculate. And it's a first year model 2020 Satriani, serial number all. It's verified it. So, some of the things that I bought, I did such a good, I bought it at such a good price that it's an investment. That was my rationale. But, just like if you're investing in something and you have a partner, you should share your investment ideas. But she wasn't around and I just kind of took advantage of, I went crazy. And so now I'm going to probably create a Reverb store. I'll probably first try to put stuff up on the marketplace on Facebook. But I'm going to start off with pedals, and I'm going to probably post a couple. My mom gave me some good advice. She says, don't try to, put it all up at once because it'll be too depressing. So post a couple a week, get a couple a week, and then maybe even do some videos and make a thing of it. Like, here I'm 5-watt worlding down now. I'm going to, break it down. And I was actually thinking about returning the 5150. And Johnny Beane's like, oh, you can't return that. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try to find a way to keep it for a while. But because it's in such demand right now, and it's the first year, model too, it might be worth more than it really should be, even though it's a Chinese-made amp, just because it's the first year one,
Very similar things happen with whiskeys. If you have a first year batch, that thing can go through the roof. I have one in the closet over there that cost me 180 euros. It's now over 800 euros. Just
there you go.
2 years later, I think.
And that's the thing. If you know enough about stuff, like Trogley has found a way to gear up to his level now as well, right? And so, not like I want to be Trogley or anything. I'd rather be Henning than Trogley. But yeah.
See, that's something I don't want to do intentionally. If I see some deal on my local used market, I only buy it if I want it for myself. I don't want to buy it and flip it because there's someone else out there who wants to play this thing, and I want him to have the deal, not buy it so I can make a profit
of it. I'm the same way.
As
a matter of fact, everything I have, I bought because I wanted one of those. I've always wanted a Satriani guitar. I've always wanted a Steve Vai head or a Steve Vai amp setup with guitar. I've wanted an Eric Johnson Strat. I've wanted a variety. Randy Rhoads. I don't have any Randy Rhoads stuff in here. As a matter of fact, that Schecter, the reason I bought that is because originally without the stripes, it was a Jakey Lee looking kind of guitar, So everything I have in here, I bought because I wanted. The only thing that I have in here that I didn't actually buy and wasn't thinking about wanting was this Modern Player Telly that I won at the grand opening of the Guitar Center here. That was the grand prize. I won it.
Yeah.
Crazy story about
you're not saying no to something like this.
So there's nothing in here that I didn't want to have. Every single item in here I've wanted, especially that Cort. It's been fun playing that 7-string. That's something that, I like metal music sometimes, just the stuff. I can't really do the lead stuff, but it's not that hard, like and we can just like do some stuff. I'm not like a super shredder yet, but yeah, we're working on it, Sean. So some of these issues are deep down. I've started to go to counseling over this situation because I realized that this is more serious than I'm giving it. I'm not being serious enough about it. And so it's like gas is a funny thing we all talk about, but it can get you in trouble. But it stems from something else. It stems from childhood on, my I guess passion and desire to do something in the music industry or do something with my musical talents that I believe I have, um, you know, and never having been able to achieve anything with that. So I filled up my world here with stuff around me to make me feel like I'm part of it when I'm really not doing it. And the whole point, like the whole 5 watt world thing too, is all about, get back to what this is all about. It's about the music too. So yeah, Hobarodi cracked me up too. I want a Boss DM too because Joe Satriani had one, right? So you got to keep the dream alive. Absolutely. And it's part of the passion that drives us, in whatever creative, outlet. We have to have some creative expression into the world. That's part of the human condition and what our purpose in life is, I think, in many ways. And really what I wanted to do with Music Therapy Laz, the channel originally, was to do more music therapy related stuff, because at that time I was finishing studying towards a degree in psychology and wanting to actually do my PhD on music therapy. So I'm not stopping any of that. It's just some of it's taken longer to get to because of time and money and other things happening in our family's life and all that. My dad with his cancer and all that stuff now, 2 years running, all this stuff. Takes life happens. You have to, but I really I could have done things in a better way, and I'm going to take responsibility for that. And I'll open myself up to you guys about it because I think it helps us all learn and understand the nature of the nature of the G.A.S, gear acquisition syndrome, as not really a joke thing. It can be a real thing. People hoard. This is like a hoarder's nest, man. And she's put up with it all this time, and so I wanna come through with something to show for it, with
See,
some music and all that.
It's somewhat funny that we're just talking about this because Lucas and I were planning the live stream we were doing just about this gear that we've bought and that had to go, and for what reason it had to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought you also had quite some stuff already sold in your career. And
yeah, I've sold some items too that I let go, and I was okay with it. I was able to let them go.
Yeah,
and it was okay because they replaced for some other thing that made it worthwhile. So it's okay to do that. So I'm actually excited now, not to be buying more gear, but to be doing this kind of like pare down, purging, the purge of gear, and then maybe I'll trade in and out of that some stuff because I'll be able to do that, but I'll do it in a more financially responsible manner.
Yeah, and
right.
Yeah, the thing is, I have barely sold anything until now. So I have almost everything that I've bought in regards to guitar stuff and gear. And Lucas has also sold plenty of things. And yeah, it's quite interesting. So that was something we wanted to talk about. And yeah,
it's a good topic.
Have you on that topic as well, Ian? So maybe we'll delay that topic for when you can join.
Talk about it again because it's a real thing, and people do fill their lives sometimes with things when the things shouldn't matter as much as the people in their lives. And I was selfish, and so yeah, I've got to make amends, and hopefully it works out. I think it will, but it's going to take some time. But see, that's the thing that I was trying to get to before, is why and how I could be capable of being such a jerk, if you want to say it that way, and do this, how and why, that goes back to disappointments throughout my early childhood up into my adulthood, where I wasn't allowed to be able to self-express into the world who I really am. And you have to be true to yourself. And when you're young and you think you know, and you try to go after it, but everyone that you look up to in your life around you, all the adults, all the serious persons that have people that have success already and whatnot, they're all telling you you're crazy wanting to go down that path. That's a bad idea. Don't do it. Do this instead. You know, I try to I try to be a mentor to some of the young people around me so that they can learn from my mistake of not following your, true self. It may not lead, you may not become a rock star, just like Dave Friedman wanted to be a rock star, but he ended up being a cartage dude and teching for people. And now he has a business built around doing that stuff for people. He let his passion keep him in the game and found some way, like most people will, building guitars or building amps or making effects or creating softwares or doing, the thing that pushes in that direction, the passion, it'll lead you into something. But if you know it's who you are deep down inside and you got to be in this game, if you don't, you'll have an emptiness like I've had all my life, not being able to fulfill it. And thankfully my present, partner in crime in life she is supportive of me wanting to go after this, but it has to also be done in a way that is open and upfront and not, hiding it. And the reason why I hid it was because I never felt, like my counselor says, well, you didn't feel, like you could. You never felt like, because you were always told that it was bad or wrong. You were always made to feel that it's a mistake, and you never were able to feel like, no, this is what I should go after and do. And that's what I love about, like, Rhett Shaw, one of my favorite guys. He says there is no plan B. If you're a race car driver, you're gonna race car drive until you die, if that's what it takes to win the race. You don't want to crash and die, but it's possible. That's why people climb the mountain top. They know climbing Everest could kill them. They still do it. Thousands do it every time. Why? Why are they doing that? Because that they must do it. It's just so we musicians are, like that. We must do this, but we got to be, I have to be smarter about it and a little bit, wiser, maybe is a better word, do it the right way. So yeah, more of this is going to come out in the future episodes of stuff. And like I said, I'll probably do a video series on the studio build when I'm actually doing the work in here, so you guys can get an idea of the ideas I put together to make it work in an apartment room. Not that hasn't been done before, but and then about this 5-warp world, kind of like paring down to finding my musical, my how I want to express myself musically, and then of course collaborating with others. It's another thing I really want to get involved in with the Metalhead Hippie show, and do more collaborations with people, because that really helps you develop as a producer of music or a writer of music, or even just musically, you'll learn from others things that you wouldn't figure out on your own. Yeah, so I think we should end the show. Almost 3 hours into a 1 hour show. But it was good. I needed overtime. I needed to let this out. It's cathartic in a sense for me to let you all know where I'm at and what I'm going through. And we've all probably in some way or another, if we haven't been there, we might end up there one day. Or whatever, Yeah, octopus ears. You have to go grab a bite. I haven't even had breakfast yet. Still sitting right here it's all totally cold now. But I'm going to go eat that. Maximus is cheaping away because he's probably thirsty and hungry too. And yeah, we'll do this again. Not the same thing again Thursday, but Thursday I'll do what I was planning to do last time. Is I wanted to do a gear and demos video comparing several different envelope filter pedals that I recently got. So I got the DoD, the 440. I also got this monster. The Resotron tracking filter. And where's the other new one? This is the Earthquaker Devices one. No, I don't know where it's at. See, this is the problem. I don't even know where stuff is. It's here somewhere. I probably put it in the closet that I need to organize. But yeah, and I bought another pedal board kind of thing so I can do a demonstration pedal board that I can pull stuff on and off of and like test things out for you guys. So yeah. Yeah, Hobarodi says, I have been using the most amount of gear to play the least amount of music. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to make it like it's such a big problem because it's fun. It's there's a lot to be said for, you know, the chasing of tone and messing with gear, and you know, and I envy guys like, you know, like RJ Ronquillo and Pete Thorne who have gear thrown at them, high quality gear thrown at them regularly that they get to test out and keep or send back or whatever and use on their boards or not, you know. Oh, Octopus Ear says, I can't break out of my blues groove. Dude, you don't need to break out of your blues groove, man. Stick with it. Blues is awesome.
That's great.
I love the blues. As a matter of fact, that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to study some, you know, taking lessons from Mike Bradley. I've only had one lesson, actually. But I want to take lessons from his because he's such a tasty blues player and kind of pop. You know, he's a great player. Love his playing. Yeah. Yeah, see, Leo? So we can all learn from this, and that Music Therapy Laz. Here I am doing the therapy thing. You know, this is good for us all to talk about this, because I think you know, this can be a bad path too, because if it's keeping you from going out and playing with other people, keeping you from, you know, but that's what happened during COVID. We had no choice, so that also fed this, gave me an excuse to do all this, right?
Yeah,
So,
I've
yeah.
made the same experience with another hobby of mine before I started playing guitar. I also had this thing where I started collecting all kinds of stuff that was pretty much unnecessary, and then I've reduced it to, yeah, what really helps me do.
And that's a good
the
experience
thing.
that you can now, you know.
Yeah,
can now,
and now you see on the back of my wall.
the guitar collection is growing. I noticed.
It's
Over the
a
months.
collection, but it's a really diverse selection that I'm
Exactly.
having here.
Yeah.
Nothing is alike at all.
Nothing up there.
Right. Nothing
is
up
alike.
there.
There's nothing up here that's the same as the other. None of them.
Yeah.
Everything is different. Everything has a different sound and different feel. A different, like, motivating
Yep.
kind of like factor to it. I mean, not a single thing in this room, you know,
Well,
that
you
Blue
still,
D'Angelico is totally different than that Gretsch, you know.
yeah, but still you have several kind of Strat styles,
Yeah,
even
but
though they
for
are
example,
different.
This one has a Sustainiac in the neck.
Yeah.
This one has two humbuckers in it. This one, two humbucker, you know, Strat style, but it's, you know, a Satriani model with a you know, low pro edge bridge. This has the Vega trim in it, totally different thing. You know, of course, the V is the Richie Faulkner V with EMGs in it, the retroactives, which are just amazing, and it's got a, you know, ebony neck fretboard, mahogany, but, you know, ebony fretboard, and then you've got you know, this one here's a 7-string Cort, just, you know, with EMGs as well. This one here is the Henning with P90 in the neck, with a push knob, so you can get that out of phase kind of sound as well. And then the Telly here is a Nashville style lipstick pickup in the neck, Strat style in the middle, humbucker in the bridge. So it's not really even a Telly. You know, and then I've got the Friedman here, which is my Super Strat, really the you know, HSS setup with not a Floyd, but you know. And then I've got my you know, each one does a different thing. Then I've got my my real, you know, 3 single coil pickup 54 Customs 60th anniversary Strat with a compound 9.5 to 12 inch radius fretboard neck. And then I've got this. The Studio Tribute, which is a great guitar. Great sounding pickups in there too. And then outside I have the Acoustasonic Strat, which has, you know, those acoustic sounds plus you know, an electric sound to it. And then I have my classical. Then I have a piece of crap Mitchell acoustic steel string one there, and a bass that a friend of mine dropped off to me. Each one is totally different. So there's not a single thing that sounds the same. And I don't have a dobro like you. I'd love to have one of those dobros. There you go. That was a great purchase, by the way. I always wanted one of those. You know,
that one is amazing.
E335, a real E335. But you know, the D'Angelico does an E335 kind of thing. It's got 59 Seymour custom pickups in it. And even though that doesn't have real Filtertrons in it, you know, I'd love to get some TV Jones Filtertrons. It has Filtertrons in it, but I wanted one with a Bigsby, so that's why I gave the red one to my cousin. But look at that thing. That thing's gorgeous. It's got that, you know, violin kind of F-hole.
1937.
1937. Dang, dude. That's so bitchin'.
National.
It's awesome. And you have that thing playing well?
It plays beautiful.
Cool.
Let's see.
Let's check it out. Thanks. We'll see you later, Metalhead Hippie. I'll be lurking in your show while I get things done. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true about this. So good gear does make you play more sometimes.
I'll mute while I'm tuned.
Yeah, but you know, a kid who doesn't have a guitar and gets a Squier Bullet and has no other things to do all summer long outside of maybe video games and hanging with friends, but plays guitar all day, that kid is going to play more on that Squier than I'll be playing on any of these. That's another sad fact of this all this stuff. So bust out the slide. There you go. Yeah. There you go. I recognize that slide too. That's the Aerosmith. And I noticed that Martin's fingernails have been growing out. I got mine growing out with little tips for plucking. Yeah. We should end this with a latency cam, right? All right, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna try to make this work. We should end the show with a latency jam now. I was trying to end it right. Anyway, right on.
Sorry.
Ending with the latency jam.
Just still need to practice live.
Yeah, me too. I need to practice guitar.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining me at the end here. That's how we should always end the show, with a latency jam, and then when we all hang up, we should all go play that guitar. I don't know what that sounded like, but it was fun. I hit some bad notes. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and right on, man. So I'll see you guys Thursday night. I'll see some of you in Metalhead Hippie show. Don't forget Martin's show next Thursday at 12 noon Pacific time. That is 3 o'clock Eastern time. And what is that over there in your time? It's like 6 p.m., right?
No, it's 9.
5? Oh, 9.
9
Oh, that's
p.m.
right.
Yes.
It's noon. Noon for me is
Yeah.
9 for you. That's right. Yeah, right on. And that's an EVH amp, by the way, that nice clean tone. This is a great amp. It really is a great amp. Check it out if you can. But yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody. That's going to be it for the show. A 3 hour. No, it was a 1 hour show that became a 3 hour show. But I was glad to do it. And yeah, let's all rock on. Keep playing music. Go check out the Metalhead Hippie show tonight. Don't forget Johnny Beane's String Change show later in the evening as well. 5 p.m. I think that's 5 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific, whatever that is in Austrian land. Austrian land. But yeah, rock on, you guys, and we'll see you all the next time around.
See ya. Bye, guys.